Right, let's get the show started. Oh, my camera looks really dark there. Hang on. Let me do something. Oh, my Stream Deck just went all funny. Hang on. No, not that one. Where's my video? Video. How's everybody doing? Hope you're all doing well. Yeah, I'm really dark there for some reason. I don't know why. And also my lights are off. Hopefully the lights will come on now. And let's turn the brightness. God, I can barely see that. Hang on. It's this exposure. It's always wrong, and then I set it. Oh, it's still dark. It'll just have to do. You just have to make do. Hey everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you can hear me okay. Should be able to, I think. Levels are looking good. Music looks a little bit loud. Let me just knock the music down ever so slightly. There we go. Okay, cool. Right, we're going to do some Cecconoid tonight. Oh, I do like them hearts, actually, Sturts. Where'd you get them from? I need to have a look where they're from. Oh, God, I can't read that. I can't read that. You're going to tell me what that is. What's the new game thing? Okay, so I've added a new game. It's a single mini game at the moment. The idea is it will be randomly selected when somebody purchases it from the channel points. It's 2,500 channel points. With that, you get entered for free. Correct video number set. Correct video number set. I have no idea what you mean. And hopefully you can read that in the top corner. I don't know how easy it is going to be to read for you guys. I didn't want to make it too big. And only Stepsy's playing now, so... oh, damn it, the timer's wrong. Hang on, let me set the timer. I knew there was something I didn't do. Hang on. Well, let Steps play this game on his own, then. Oh, the number. Yes, the video number is correct. Episode number, yes, yeah. The number is correct, yeah. So, unfortunately, nobody had enough time to enter the game then, so I'm just going to quickly make a change while Steps plays on his own. Where is it? It's going to be in Game Manager, and it's going to be at the top of this file. Yeah, it should have been that. I forgot to, because I was testing. I knew there'd be something I didn't set right. So I'll restart the overlay after this go. But basically, Steps... you will win. It's up to you, right? So you've spent 2,500 channel points to activate this, and then basically whoever's go it is will be, their name will appear at the bottom there. So it says Steps. You're the only one in there. You have 60 seconds to make your guess by typing in game and then your guess. No, by all means, Jamie, go ahead. Holy shit. Oh, an amazing first guess. What the hell? Okay, there you go. 10,000. Okay, I'm going to restart the overlay while... Holy shit, that was a really good first guess. I'm kind of disappointed that it was so easy for you. Let me just refresh this. Jamie's going to ask a question, I think, while I do this, and I'll add some points to you all as well. So bear with me a second while I find the buttons. I'm struggling to see over there. Where are you? Where are you, overlay? There you are. Where's the refresh button? Where's the refresh button gone? Oh my god, I can't actually see that. I think I've kind of misjudged the size of my screen over there. Right, it's going to restart now, and I'll reset the reward so it appears again while Jamie asks a question. Oh, GBA GBC. Just real GBA GBC loading wrong to a couple of costs. Oh, awesome! That's pretty good. That's a nice deal. I'd be up for that, Jamie. I don't know. The thing is, I don't know how much time I'd have to test, unfortunately. So probably not. But if you are struggling for people, please feel free to to contact me as well. I have both a GBA and a GB Color as well. Actually, I've got both GBA and I've got a Game Boy Player as well, if that's of interest. Okay, let me just reset this reward. One sec. Viewer rewards, channel points. Okay, so when the game appears in the top right corner, anybody who wants to enter, so the person who triggers the game gets charged 2,500 channel points, but doesn't get to pay any shimmer shillings to enter. But they get their pot gets filled with 10,000 shimmer shillings. Anybody else who wants to enter can type exclamation mark play, and they'll be added to the game. The game, when it starts after 60 seconds, will pick people at random. Is it still in cooldown? Let me try and trigger it myself. I can't. I don't think I can trigger it myself. Yeah. Let me just switch the cooldown. We'll get started on the game in a minute. I do want to kind of mess with this because I did spend a bit of time today and yesterday doing this, so it's kind of important for me that this is working. So bear with me a second. Let me just see if I can turn the cooldown off for this. Okay, I'll do it there. Okay, try again, steps, and then I'll turn the cooldown back on. Just steps though. Okay, so when you type exclamation mark play, you get added to the list, and you can see the number of players in the top left corner next to the word Wordle up there. So there's 2 players currently. Steps, you don't need to do it. If you trigger the game, you don't need to do it. You're automatically in. So with 2 people in, the prize pot is 20,000, and the prize pot is not shared. You each receive 20,000 if you complete the Wordle. So if you want to join the game, it costs you 10,000 shimmer shillings with a chance to win more. So it's 3 in exclamation mark play. It's so small, it's ridiculous. But I guess it's a bit bigger on your monitors if you sat closer to it. Okay, SP's going, so it tells you whose go it is and how long you've got. If you don't make a guess, it will just time out and it will go on to the next person. You don't lose. There you go. All right, I'll leave you with that then. Seems to be working now anyway. So, if anything does go wrong with this tonight, please please make a clip of it. Let me know. Make a clip of it, and I can have a go at fixing it. So whose go is it now? It is Nicomo's go. Listen, what's up, Duckster? What have I missed? Did you ever manage to get Amiga mods request working? So the problem with Amiga mods is I can get them playing, but I can't find a way to search a database of them and return a value. So it's something I just haven't really done much more on yet. I haven't gone back to it. But yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea. It'd be really good to get Amiga mods in, so I'll give that a try at some point again, because I have got the player itself working. I just don't have I either need a really good collection of Amiga mods that I can index somehow, or some online database that allows me to grab them and is searchable in the same way that DeepSid is searchable. So, there you go. Whose go is it now? Steps is having a think about it now. All right, I'll add some points to you all, and we'll get cracking on the games. And I should have added a button for this while I was at it. Oh, you're going to be losing something here. I'm going to watch this game out, and then I'll start. So, oh, 3 uses of the letter K there. That's kind of bad going there. If a word's not valid, it just won't type it in. It will just say it's invalid and skip to the next person. It pretty much uses the same the same valid answer list as Wordle as well. I just stole it from their page. It's quite fun to code, though, I've got to say. Okay, and let me start the races for everybody else as well, and then we're off on a run. You can see behind the scenes here. You see my little control panel. I'm going to leave that there because I'm kind of interested to see when people are playing. So I'm going to leave it there so I can click on it and see it. Yeah, that's the one I was looking at. I think what I need to do with the Amiga mods is find a really good collection that's updated frequently with the most popular mods in it, and then create maybe a search page for them or something. I'm not sure how to do it properly. I need to have a think about it. It's tricky. What's the font size like, by the way, for Wordle? Is it big enough? I tried to make it so that it was a little bit bigger than chat for the main words, and about the same as chat for the writing. I could probably have made it a little bit bigger. It wouldn't be difficult for me to scale it up, so I didn't want it to be too intrusive, so I put it over that side where it's less of a problem and that. Okay, so we're going to carry on with Cecconoid tonight. So, shocking. What was the word? Oh, it's not done yet. Okay. If we don't enter guesses, the game does go on forever. Yeah, I can cancel the game at some point though, so I might put a timer on it so it times out after 20 minutes, so that it doesn't, because there might be a weird clash if you try and start another game. But you would lose the money. Oh, it said Earthworm Jim. It was Earthworm Jim 3D. Anytime out you leave. The difficult thing is you've got to kind of work together to figure it out as well. So, oh, too late there. I think just about. I would have a guess now that uses as many letters that you don't have already. Okay, so we're going to carry on with the enemy stuff tonight. We were in the middle of doing the collision for the enemies. I'm drinking cider, by the way, tonight. I don't feel too great, so I'm just sticking to cider tonight, and I'm probably just going to nurse this can all night rather than. Actually, I've finished my Coke anyway. Rather than I was going to drink vodka, but after on my tea, I felt a little bit kind of dodgy in the belly, so I thought, no, I'll just have cider rather than risk drinking vodka as well. I made a very creamy mustard mash for my tea, and it was a little bit, I think it was a bit too creamy, and I think it was a bit rich, and I think I overdid how much I gave myself, so I ended up does the person who gets the correct answer win? No, everybody wins the same amount. So with 3 of you entered, every entry adds 10,000 shimmer shillings to the prize. So the prize for this round is for this game is 30,000 shimmer shillings. And if the game is won, then everybody wins the 30,000. Everybody who entered wins 30,000. I think I do need to add a timer to it, don't I? I need a 20-minute timeout. So it doesn't get triggered again. I mean, it's fine. Just don't trigger it again tonight while it's. Yeah, everyone has to win. Well, I mean, it's because there's going to be games like noughts and crosses, and then it's just luck of the draw who gets the who gets the last go, if you like. So I thought it would make sense to do it in a way that lets more than kind of one person win, because otherwise it's just not going to be fun. And it's a way of you have to kind of work together to earn extra shimmy shillings. So okay, right. So let's have a look where we're at with the game, and then we'll proceed to do some more work on it. So I think the last thing we were doing with collision was collision. Oh, you must have quite a lot of lag SP, because you're like falling behind quite a lot, I think. That's why it's 60-second rounds, because of the lag. Ah, yes, right. So I remember now. We had it so that these would change red when they got hit, which is good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play around with the movement of these, and then we'll tweak the. Actually, what I want to do is I want to set these in half positions now. So I want to set them bang in the middle of the space that they're in. And what we'll do is we'll use a bit of mat. So we'll work on this middle one here. So what I'm thinking. Noughts and crosses. Yeah, I guess Noughts and crosses is a tic-tac-toe, I think it's called in America. You'll know it as Noughts and crosses is the British name for it, I think. So whose go is it? It's Steps. Go on, Steps. You got this. Okay. So what I want to do with the collision. So I was thinking about this a little bit. If you've got a sprite at the moment, the sprites are 16 by 16, so they take up a 2 by 2 char block. But if the sprite moves from this block, and then it starts to encroach on some other space, right? So if you move it 1 pixel down and 1 pixel across, it's now touching all of these. But what I was thinking is we could basically round to the nearest half character, so it would remain in that area up there in this one until it's moved 4 pixels, at which point we move it into the bottom area down here instead. Then that way we only ever have to deal with 4 pixels at a time, 4 characters at a time, and we don't have to worry about checking twice as many, which would be quite bad. The downside of that is going to be that there's going to be a little bit of wishy-washiness with the collision of the bullets and the sprite, but hopefully, because the bullets are in the middle of the character, it won't be too much. It will be, the worst case scenario is when the sprite just about enters this bottom area. Actually, no, it will be fine. It will be absolutely fine, I think. I don't think it's going to be a problem. Go on, Steps, do it. Oh, what was it? I can't see what it was. What was it? What was it? I didn't see. Squib. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Damp squib. So in order to do that, we need to just change our lookup slightly. So what we're doing at the moment is we're taking a value and we're just rounding it down. So if we're anywhere within this character, we're just basically truncating it. So basically we're taking a binary value like this, and we're truncating it. Whatever these last 3 are, we're truncating it, because this is from 0 to 7, right? So any sprite position that falls within these bounds, this just gets truncated. So what I'm suggesting we do instead is we truncate it, but the first thing we do is we add 4 to it. So by adding 4 to it, if this value is 7, right? Sorry, this bottom value is 3. It becomes 7. So when we truncate it, it's still in there. If we were to add 5 to it, if we were to add 4 to this, then it then becomes 0, and it truncates into the next one down here. So by adding 4 to each side, to both x and to y, we basically shift the rounding 4 pixels inwards. So, oh yeah, thing using special effect. There's a saying as well. I did give you 50,000. Yeah, and start the races. You got sidetracked by that. So, yeah. Hopefully you enjoy that game, and I've tried to write it in a way that you can. I'll do a couple more. What I'll probably do is the tic-tac-toe noughts and crosses version that I make. I'll share that with the Discord, and then you can make your own games and add them to the thing if you want. So you'll have to follow some guidelines, but I'll try and make them kind of make sense, if you know what I mean. I'll try and document them as much as I can, and I've got a little test harness as well. But as long as you follow the guidelines, it should work. And the example that I'll give as well will be a React application, but a React application that fits entirely within one JavaScript file with no need for any Babel build-in or any of that crap. It's just a file that will load React and do the job of React basically without actually needing to build stuff. So I'll build a simple version of that and share that with everybody when I've built the noughts and crosses one, and then you can use what you want. The all you've got to be able to do is, can you use Python? I'd need to be able to load it in through my web page. So if you can write a JavaScript wrapper of some kind to load it in, then yeah, you can use it. But you'd have to write a wrapper. I mean, you could use a Commodore 64 emulator if you wrote hooks for it and write it in 6502, definitely. Okay, so to get the top left screen address, we're no longer going to do it exactly like this, right? What we're going to do is we're going to subtract, add a value to our result. So let's start with the x. So with the x, what do? We do all this crap, and what this crap does is give us a value. By this point, we have half the x value in A. So we want to add 4 to the x value to make this work. This is half in the value, so we need to add 2 here. So what we'll do is we'll clear the carry bit, and then we'll add 2. Okay, so now our accumulator contains half x plus 2. So when it gets translated more down like this, it's going to be in the correct place. We'll be able to test this in a minute. It's not going to matter anyway, because the bullets only shoot within a character square anyway. You can't shoot a bullet outside a character square, so it's really not going to matter. We're not going to see any difference, I think, even if we move the character into a middle position. It should still work properly, but we'll test it anyway, make sure it works. Even if after 2 years, I don't know, when it comes to you and Python. Well, the thing is, you can write it in whatever you want, as long as you use the little JavaScript wrapper. There's a tiny little. In fact, I'll show you the little function. So this is the game. It's very messy at the moment, but there's the word list, by the way. It's quite big. So these are all the valid words, and then these are all the. They're all the valid words. So these are the words that you can type in and are accepted as words, and these are the potential answers. These ones down here. Okay. So yeah, all you need to do is supply. Where is it? This class here. What you do in this class is up to you, but it needs. It doesn't need this one here, but it does need a title and instructions, a start, an update timer, time up, receive a command, which is where the bulk of your work is going to be done. Basically, this is where you're going to get the command from the players. Stop and a next player. In fact, next player is not needed either here. So, and that's pretty much it. Okay, so let's do the same on the Y. So we subtract the border here, and then we do a divide by 8. So we'll just do the add 4 here. We add 4 rather than 2 here because we're using we're not using half values here, so it's fine to use the Y position here. We've already subtracted the border, so we don't need to worry about if something's at 255 and we add 2, it's going to wrap around. And even if it did wrap around, it really doesn't matter because the border, things outside of the border, it's not going to be a big deal. So with that change, nothing should look different in the game. Actually, the music's a bit quiet now. Oh, because it's this one. All right. Okay, type play if you want to join in the game. Who started the game? Yeah, it's cool. I love this tune. Ooh, 4 people this time. 40,000 up for grabs. 50,000 up for grabs. 5 people. Nicomo's go. All right. So the collision should be exactly the same now because we haven't made any difference to sprites that are in the position that they're currently in. So we should see if I shoot just past it here, it should be fine. If I shoot just past it here, it should be fine. And you can see I'm going quite close, but it's still not hitting. And now it's hitting. So that's good. Let's try shooting ahead. Yeah, you can see it's nice and accurate. It's pretty good, actually. And we're only having to check four bits now. I think you were just a bit too slow. I think the timer... Oh, you can still join... Oh, okay. Okay, thank you for that. It's an interesting bug. Join bug. Okay, so to test this, what we're going to do now is we're going to move these sprites just 2 or 3 pixels first, and then we'll do 4 pixels, and then we'll do like 6 pixels. So if we go to that screen 24, this one here, we can see our sprites here. So we'll just do the middle one. We won't bother with the other ones yet. So we're going to set this 3 pixels ahead in both directions. And we should see that the bullets still only trigger when it actually hits the object. Actually, let's do them all by 3, so we can test different angles as well. So we're moving 3 pixels in both directions here. So this is right on the edge of what's considered to be the kind of what's considered to be the kind of what would you call it, the rounding kind of values. So oh, nice, easily done, well done. It seems to work pretty well. I mean, a few minor things I need to solve with it, but I think it works pretty well. Okay, so see, it was just on the edge of it there, but I think it was acceptable. See, just on the edge, but not quite hitting it. Definitely hitting it there. Already hit it there. Okay, I'm happy with that. This feels all right at the moment. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add 1 to all of those positions. So it's definitely on the rounding position now. I'm doing it equal on the wall, and then I can revert it the same as well when I'm done. No, the playlist is cleared. Oh, is it? Oh, maybe it's not actually. Hang on, let me check something. Maybe it's not. No, it should be. It should be restarted. Let me just check. There is a play command in here somewhere. If I can fix it quickly, then I'll do that. Add player. Yeah, when you start, whoever's started the game, it's only their name goes in the list. I think what happened is you could still enter. It still lets you add a player. So let me just do, and that should be enough. Sorry, one more refresh of the page. Boo, 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 boo. Right, so while that refreshes, well, I'm refreshing the overlay now, so it'll have reset. It shouldn't. The number didn't change either. So I think what happened was you got added to the list, but you were. I don't know if you got awarded. I don't know how it happened. Then we'll see. We'll see if it's fixed when it next comes up. Okay, it seems to be pretty good. So there you go. That's what I mean. There's just a little bit of kind of wishy-washiness where it's kind of still kind of hitting it, but not quite. And then it's definitely hitting it there. So I think it's fine. I think it's fine. It's just it's a side effect of. Oh yeah, quiz needs restarting. God damn it! Yeah, you're right. There you go. So the other thing we need to do is we need to make sure that if you hit something, the bullet is removed. So I think that's the next step that we need to do. I think the rounding is fine for the collision. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I think the problem is you could still join the game at any time. There was no limit. It was just the check. All the check was doing when you add a player was if the name wasn't already in the list, and then it was just taking the points from it. There was nothing to say whether or not you should have been able to do it or not. No, but you didn't. You didn't join at all. Because I saw you type play, but it was a bit late. So I think you missed the timer, but it still put you in. So oh, okay. Okay, well, the list should definitely be cleared. I don't know why it's not, but we shall see. We shall see. I can do some tests anyway afterwards. There's a few little things I can do to test the game to see if it's working correctly. But yeah, not to worry. I'll worry about that tomorrow. All in all, I think it's not bad considering I can't test multiplayer very well. I was a bit worried that somebody was going to pop on my chat yesterday and see all the spam that I was typing because I was typing game, and yeah, I wonder why it did that. Well, anyway, it's one for tomorrow. Just have to play it for now and see what happens. Hopefully, it doesn't keep requesting people who don't want to play it. Like, if it does, you can just ignore your go, and it will. No, so the way it works is when the game starts, it shuffles the list of players, and then that is the order. No, he joined. He joined when he, like I said, he joined afterwards. So he joined after he'd already been told. He said it about 10 times as well. He joined after he'd already been asked to play his turn. So there's definitely a bug in there. Thank you, Popeye DC, for the follow. Poppy DC, Popeye DC, whatever the name is there. Well, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. We're very slowly doing some 6502. We're just kind of toying around with the new game on the stream and working out what the bugs are. So far, just one. Host alerts aren't working. I heard that. Did somebody host? I haven't seen somebody host yet. Oh, when did you? I didn't see. I don't see it at all on my list. Are you sure you did? It's not in my activity feed or anything. Well, thank you for the follow anyway. Thank you for the host. Yeah, it's not on my activity list at all. So maybe there's something broken in Twitch because it would normally be in the list. Thank you, Nickmo, for the bits. Appreciate it. Let me check. Yeah, I don't see it anywhere. I see Sid requests, Shimmer packs, and nothing else. Maybe Twitch have changed something and broken it. Yeah, they did switch their API. They turned the old API version 4 API off at the end of February, which broke everything. So okay, so we need the bullets to disappear when they hit a sprite. So this is going to be a little bit tricky. What we need to do is we need a remove bullet at kind of thing. So we need to go and have a look at the bullets and see if there is something already that does this. There might be, because we definitely would need to do this, but I don't know if it's been done yet. But it may have been done. I just don't remember it. Either way, no, it doesn't look like it has. Update bullets, clear bullets, no. So we don't have anything like this. So basically, what we're going to do is we're going to have a little function. Actually, we can probably do this in the enemy function. It makes sense to do it in the enemies. And the reason I think it makes sense to do it in the enemies is because these are really going to be the main sprite things here. Actually, do we do it on the laser? I'm sure we do it on the laser as well. Hang on, let's go and have a look at the laser switch, whatever it is. Do we have a switch in here, or is it switches? Here we go. See, this is something that could be dynamic. There's no need for this to be loaded into memory all the time. We've hit a switch. Remove the bullet. There we go. But this is checking the bullets against the sprite. This isn't doing... This is just checking if a particular bullet has hit a sprite, which we're not interested in. Okay, so forget that one. Whereas what we're doing here is we're checking the screen location. So what we have is we have this value here, and we have a value in the Y. So we know the screen location based on these two values. So what we can do in Collide here is we can say remove the bullet as long as we keep the Y value here. So if I do it here, so we're going to remove the bullet that's at a particular screen location. So this is going to be its own little function down here. We need to make sure that the bullet has that data. I think it does, because I think one of the things we did to speed the bullet routine up was to actually store the screen data for the screen address for the bullets as well. So as well as, so we have screen LSB and screen MSB. So all we need to do is match both of these against the value that we have in here plus Y. So let's do that. So if we take enemy temp screen vec plus 0, but first of all we transfer Y to the accumulator, then we do the carry bit and add it to that. So we have to do this because we need to make sure that the screen temp vec value is exactly branch equal is exactly the same as what the bullet's in. If we don't do this, then it won't match. Now the only thing we need to be sure of is that the bullet hasn't been updated since it was drawn. So we do run the risk of that, but we can see what happens. It should be consistent because the bullet draw and the bullet update function are going to be the same way around. I'm pretty sure it's going to be bullet clear, bullet update, bullet draw, which means if it's on the screen, it should be visible here. Worst case scenario, we'll get the bug that happens in Turrican occasionally, which is the character bullets. Sometimes when you hit a sprite, I'm sure they do something similar to this. They don't get removed from the screen properly, and I think what's happening is the removal address for the bullet is no longer where it thinks it is. So it's not actually removing the bullet. It's just removing a blank space somewhere. It cuts a piece of the scenery out. You can see it in Turrican quite a lot if you've got today watch a Cecconoid gameplay video. There's a screen with 4 lasers. Yes, there is. Probably going to have to tone that one down, I think. Yeah, they do cross. The thing is, I'm going to redo the lasers to be a bit more efficient at some point. You have jump, no collide. Branch if equal, collide. Branch if not equal. Yep, you're right. That could be 5 points there. 5 points to steps. Because we've got a branch if equal here, then this one is always going to run branch if not equal. So let's give steps 5 points. There's my little... See, now you can see how I give you points. So I just go here, I type the name in, I find the name of the list, +5. There we go. I turned that one on. I deliberately turned that one on. So you'd have to ban me. I didn't write that, by the way. That was an offered. When you log into Streamlabs today, it offered that time, and I was like, okay, yeah. Although it wanted it on a 5-minute timer, which is a bit much for a stream with only like 50 people in it. So I set it to 42. Dockster, thank you for the gift subs. Gift subs to the Axel, Quadrasoul, Thalamus, Cox 21, and Monopoly 79. Thank you very much for the gift subs there, and enjoy your gift subs, everybody. Gifted a total of 82 subs in the channel. You're mad, Dockster. Absolutely mad. Internet all true, right? Yeah, as far as I know, you can believe everything you read on the internet. I know because I read it on the internet. You'll be right when Russian Great Fight. Yeah, I have a funny feeling they're going to go down that route as well. I wouldn't be surprised if China do some kind of deal with Russia to expand their firewall to Russia as well somehow, or just supply them with the technology and the know-how. Circular logic proves everything. Yeah, I read on the internet that everything on the internet is true, so therefore it must be true. How could it not be true? Because if it said everything on the internet is lies, then it itself would be a lie. You'd probably catch a few people out with that and say, look, if you just wrote it on the internet and say, look, it can't possibly be false. Okay, so this is setting the temporary vector up, right? So now we've got a value. So now what we need to do is we need to compare this against. So we can use the Y register as our counter. We need to compare this against the bullet list. So we'll go backwards through the bullets. Thank you very much for the follow, by the way. Tis Trini TV. Tis Trinity. I can't read that. My eyesight's going. It's really not good. Tis Trinity. It's on my phone. I should probably pay a bit more attention to that. Nemo. I'm guessing protons here. Hi, Proton, if you are. Or I think Mythical Dot sometimes puts this on as well. But either way, thank you. Welcome. Okay. So we're going to go backwards through the bullet list. So let's take a look at a bullet routine, which is going through all the bullets. So if we just have a look, draw bullets. Here we go. So this is going through the bullets. Just copy this. Right. Okay. So this needs to be Y, not X. Oh, sound went really funny then. I don't know what that was about. Something went really bad then. Oh, another game. Right, see what happens this time. Well, it's a new game, so and now it doesn't seem to be accepting anybody. Okay. Oh fuck! I've done it wrong, haven't I? Okay, well, whoever entered the game, it's just you on your own, and then I'll restart it again. It should be this. That's what you get for doing code on the fly. So Steps has a chance to turn his 2,500 into 10,000. I've got to restart it again anyway. Me bug hunting is just causing issues. Okay, so now we're going through the bullets and we're checking the MSB first. And because the MSB is 0, there's no bullet there. So that means the first thing we can do is then compare that to that one. And what we'll do is equal remove we'll go to, because this is just going to be what we do to remove that bullet from the screen. If that's not equal, then what do we need to do? We need to load the next value, which is going to be the LSB. So we load the LSB and we compare that to value 0, branch if equal remove. So sorry, no, if they're sorry, this should be branch if not equal skip. Sorry. And then we check the LSB, and if it's the same, we go to remove. Right, there we go. It should work. How's Steps doing? Oh, Andy's in it for some reason. How's Andy in it? There's something weird going on. I'm not sure what it is, but there's something really odd going on. It's your go, apparently, Andy. Okay, I've obviously got some bugs to iron out. This is what you get for trying to write a multiplayer game on your own without testing. I might do a little test stream tomorrow night where we just play just like half an hour of just testing this game out if anybody wants to join in. I think it'd be too slow there. Steps is you again. Oh, you got it. There you go. Right. So I'm going to restart again, and I'll restart the races again, and then that's it. I'm not going to do it again tonight. I'm just going to leave it alone for the rest of the night, or else I'm never going to get anything done. So there you go. There's your races. It's interesting though. It's worked relatively okay. It's the game. The logic of the game itself works all right. It's just the freaking the Twitch connection shit is flaky, which doesn't surprise me at all. Okay, so now we have we know that there's a bullet here. So what we can do is we can load Y with 0, load accumulator with 0. Oh my god, I keep pressing the wrong button. With 0, and then store that at enemy temp screen vet comma Y. Right, so now we've cleared that. Now we also need to store that at actually we need to store that somewhere else first. We need to store that at That one there. We need to store it there so that it gets removed from the bullet list, basically. And then we need to reset the wire and store it on the screen. Right, that should be enough to remove the bullet, I think. And it should work on all enemies then. So anytime we do an enemy update, it's just going to do this. If we need to do it with more sprites, we can take this out and drop it somewhere else. But it should be all right, I think. I like how this stream has just become games. There's a really good stream of somebody trying to play. I can't remember what game it is. It might be Mario 64. I can't remember. But somebody trying to play a game, and as they're playing it, every 5 minutes they have to add. I think it's Mario Odyssey actually. Every 5 minutes they have to add a new UI. They spin a wheel, and the wheel has loads and loads of games on it. And whatever game it lands on, they have to add the UI from that game on top of the screen. And by the end of the game, the screen is just covered with UI elements from all these millions of different games, and he's just kind of looking at a tiny gap in the middle to figure it out. It's a very good video, but I feel like we're getting like that as well. There's code's going to be just a postage stamp in the middle eventually. Oh my god, none of it's working. Alright. Let me give it another refresh. What is going on, man? Bring back BG. I don't know where to put it. I could put it in the bottom corner, I guess. Or behind me. All right, let's try again. Oh my god, it's an overlay nightmare tonight. I shouldn't have changed anything, should I? I should have just left it. Quiz had the wrong answer. What was the answer? Oh no, that's no. Oh shit, what's it called now? Oh my god, I'm gonna kick myself on this. Is it like California or something? Or maybe Beetle Racing, yeah. We'll see if somebody got the right answer or not. Beetle Adventure Racing. If you can do Proton, if you can do Ghost Love Score, and you can make it accurate, I think you might need. I think you might need 2 SIDs to do it. Then I'd be very impressed. It didn't write to chat. Hang on, have I put a bug in it here somewhere? Let me just double check something, see what's going on. I've broken something, haven't I? What have I broken? God damn it. Going well in it tonight. This is a really good start. No, not what have I done there? Not that. It should be working. That's really weird. I don't know why it's not. It's fine. I don't mind. We've been doing so much of this. It's fine to have a little break. By the way, next Tuesday is my birthday. I'm not going to be doing programming on that night. We're going to play random games from the shelf. We'll try and just play one game, but if the game turns out to be absolute pants, we'll switch to another game. But I'm in the process of setting all the consoles up so we can do that. So Tuesday is going to be the first kind of random game stream. So Jackbox is Saturdays. We'll play a little bit of Jackbox this Saturday, I think. Okay, right. One more try. I'm going to restart. Actually, if I want to bring up this, Refresh cache. Right, I've refreshed the cache. That might help. It might not. We don't know, which we'll see. Let me start the races once more. Right, come on. Hopefully this works. Hopefully somebody gets this and it's picked up by the thing. I mean, it's got to be one of them, right? Oh yeah, Lewis Hamilton racer. How old was Lewis Hamilton? When was Lewis Hamilton born? How old is he? It's working. It's working. Well done, Hayes. Welcome. It is working. That's good. Okay. Yeah, and it's right. Okay, good. It seems to be working now. So I'll leave that back down there because I do want to. I do want to see what happens when the Wordle comes up again. How long's left on the Wordle thing? 8 minutes. All right. Well, at least it's working now. I think I just needed to refresh the cache of the page. I say we're getting to the point now where the stream is just going to be a massive frame of games and shit, and then in the middle, a tiny little bit of yeah. The secret game is Wordle, although it's a little bit buggy at the moment. So John's Wordle has Boffo as a legit 2 lines of code. Yeah, that's all you need, right? Well, 1 line technically is all you need, really. Let's be honest. All right, let me revert all these positions because I'm quite actually. Yeah, let me revert them to these values and then we'll revert them further again. But what we're testing now is to see if this bullet actually gets removed. It should do, I think. So game stream with occasional coding for fun, yeah. The actual the coding is an ad that runs in the middle that you can skip, a skippable ad. Okay, so hopefully, right. So we're going to test a few things. We're going to test if the bullet goes. Oh, it didn't go past. Did it get absorbed? I don't think it got absorbed either. No, it did not. No, it went past. Okay. So in that case, let's see if remove bullet is even being called, because I feel like it's not being called at this point. Remove bullet at screen lock. It should be. There's no reason it wouldn't be. Check that these values are being stored correctly. Right, we've definitely got that value. That value's added to this. Or I think the problem is the update. The bullet update's the wrong way round. Let me just try changing in the game loop the order of the bullet update. Update bullets, draw bullets. No, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. Looking at this, the bullets are cleared, updated, and drawn. So if they're on the screen, they should. Okay. All right. Let's first of all let's see if we get into this routine. So we know that it's trying to remove a bullet, and then we'll see why it's not removing a bullet. So once I get the game system working, I'll do a tic-tac-toe noughts and crosses game as well, and then I'll share the code and people can write games if they feel so inclined. You can write a game and add it to the stream. There will be some limitations on it as well, like no making a game that's, it needs to be like at least a 50-50 chance of winning. You don't want a game that you can just win all the time. There has to be a risk to it, otherwise people are just going to join the game just to get the free shillings. So yeah, so each square will have a little number in the corner, and you'll just say game 1, game 2, or whatever, and it will be that. I'm also thinking of doing pairs as well, where you get like 16 cards and you can pick 2 cards. They'll be numbered, or they'll be letters probably, and you pick a letter and it flips over. You pick another letter, you pick 2 and it flips them over. If they match, you've got a pair. And you get like 3 lives or 4 lives or something. If you can match them all without running out of lives, then you win basically. So any games like that, any games that you can play where it's going to be like a solo. It needs to be a game that you would normally play on your own. That can be done in turns, sort of thing. So you can take it in turns doing one turn at a time. So what it will do is it will pick Luma. Luma could work, but yeah, Minesweeper would be good as well. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, because you could like pick a A7 or something like, or battleships even. There's lots of opportunities for it. I will add a 20-minute timeout to the game as well. So if it isn't over within 20 minutes, I'll make it end. I might up it to 30 minutes and make it a 30-minute reuse, depending on, because it depends on the game really. Some games are going to be quick, some games are going to be not so, like Tic Tac Toe Noughts and Crosses is going to be over in like 5 minutes, right? It's going to be completely random, whether or not you go first or not. Chess where you have to find the checkmate or so. Yeah, possibly you get like 3 moves to do a checkmate or something. Well, the reason I did the game the way I've done the game, with it taking it in turns, is so that it doesn't. If you don't guess in your time, the chance is lost and you lose that guess slot. Yeah, exactly, and you can't skip your turn. You just you lose that guess slot. It seems to me. Oh, right, I see what you're saying. Well, the idea is not to have competition between you. The idea is to have just a normal game that you can play together. So it's not to kind of it's not to make it competitive between you, sort of thing. The idea is that you all join in together to try and solve whatever the game might be. In order to win a big prize pot, the more people join, the more the prize pot is. So, okay, so we're definitely running that routine. But the question is, why are we not seeing the bullet be removed? So I guess the question is this the right address? It should be the right address. We've got the enemy screen address here, but maybe it doesn't match this for some reason. So let's put this in here and see if it tries to remove. So we'll see if we're triggering the remove portion of this. But yeah, the whole point of the game being like that is to reduce the spam in chat. So the idea was not to have you all spamming words at the same time. It's to take it in turns. So the only spam will be when you're trying to join by typing play, and then after that it's just one person at a time. So. But there's lots of games that would fit nicely into this, and I am going to leave the API open so you guys can add them. Okay, it's definitely not calling the remove. So, oh no, it is trying to call the remove. It's calling the remove, but it's not removing. Oh, that's interesting. Calls remove on that one, but not on that one. Interesting. Why is that doing that? So there must be a point on each one. All right. Let's have a look. What's the logic? The logic's wrong here. Yeah, there's a point. Yeah. I don't think the check's quite right. There's something something not on. I mean, the remove function itself is correct. Always tell when Thalamus is here. Cyberdome Warrior goes on. Great tune. So the order of things is good here. This is doing what? Okay, so we're going through the bullets one at a time. And each time we're grabbing the MSB. If it's equal to 0, we're coming to here. If it's not equal to 0, we check it against the MSB of this value. This value is basically the screen vector plus the Y register, which is the same as this here. So if there is a collide, it jumps to here, which takes this Y register and adds it to this. So here we're using a indirect addressing. Here we're turning that indirect address into an absolute address. So that's correct. I don't see anything wrong with this. This looks fine. Then we're loading the Y with the max bullets. No, I think none of the bullets are going through. Let's do it again. Let's have a look again. Because it looks kind of fine. I'm not sure why it's not firing. More importantly, why is it not removing any of them? That's the weird thing. So if I shoot through the gap here, nothing, right? If I just shoot one bullet, see, it still went up here and hit the wall. Still going through. You can see it every time. But it is triggering the remove call, but not there. But it is there. So it's like it's only doing it in one specific area of the sprite. Like it's only doing it in the top left section or something. Is that what it is? Maybe that's what it's doing. Yeah, let's put a break in here. Let's have a look at the bullets themselves. So if we put a break here, we can see what's in this value. And if we go and put a little note in the bullets up here, if I put a little note here to say, what's our max bullets? If we look at constants. It would be an awkward number. All right. That's fine. Well, it's not that awkward. It's less awkward than it could be, I guess. Yeah, when it hits the top left, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. Was it just you playing then, Steps? I didn't even see that. Did you get it? Man, I didn't even see that. Two of you. Oh yes, cool monkey. We got it here. Okay, cool. Okay. So hopefully it should break now when I hit those things. Do you win more when you need less tries? No. I did consider doing that, but it has to be something that I can set in the API. It's just a prize pot. It's a basically win all or nothing sort of thing at the moment. I could potentially do that, but I'd have to figure out a way of making that consistent. So you can't cheat it. Like there would be like a 5 levels or something of prize. Well, would it be 6 levels of prize? But then it would have to. At least it's the right entertainer. But it would also have to work with other games as well. So for it to be fair on other games. Okay. Right. So here's the routine that we'd put. We've got a break at this location here. No, sorry. This location here. So I want to have a look what's in these locations. So C8 and C Wait, hang on. C8, C9. Okay. So C8 says C185. So that's our screen address, C185. Now we're going to go and have a look at the bullet list to see if we can find that in the bullet list somewhere. And if it is in the bullet list, I mean, it should be because we're getting the screen flashed, right? So where would it be? X2C1. All right. Okay, so this is the list of bullets up to here. This is the the LSBs for it. So we're looking for C185, and that actually doesn't seem to exist in here. I don't know. I think no. Sorry, it's up to here, isn't it? Yeah. So it is there, 85. There you go, and there's C1. So we've got C1, 85, and that's in the that matches. So we've got a match, right? So we know the bullets. We know that the screen address is correct. Where is this happening? This is happening. This is happening in this screen update. Where is the screen update? Map tables update. This one here. So it's happening, and then the bullets are cleared. Do you increment one too much to remove the next bullet? I'm just trying to look here to see. Oh, maybe. Let's have a look again at what we've got. So if I... So at this point we have... it's going to be in this loop here, isn't it? So let's have a look at the... No, because we're only doing the decrease here. We're removing the bullet based on this, right? And if I start this now, the screen should go red to indicate that the bullet's tried to be removed, right? Or white, or whatever it is. Well, probably red because it needs to pass through. Oh, there you go, white. So it has triggered. It has got to this point, but the problem is it doesn't seem to be removing that bullet. So what I want to know is, can I remove a bullet? If I just shoot and pause like that, right? So now I've got some bullets on the screen. So you can see we've got 4 bullets on the screen, or 3 bullets and a decal. If I change that routine, can I actually get rid of the bullets? So if I go in here to this location, so here's the bullets here that we've just shot. So if I change all of these values so that they're zeros, so if I do how do I do this now? I need to do 62 F1 F0 EF EEED. So 62 ED, 62 ED 00 00 00 00 00. Right, that should be it. And if I just check that again, right. So now they're zeros. So they've got no MSB now. So when I start this, I'm hoping what I see is that the bullets disappear. Okay, they don't disappear, but they don't move anymore. And the reason they don't move is because they're no longer being updated. But it also means the clear doesn't happen. But again, we're already doing that properly here, right? We're correctly moving. We're setting 0 in the screen MSB, so we're doing the equivalent of what I've just done there. And then we should be removing it from the screen. All right, let's try removing that and see if the bullets freeze in place. Although we're not going to see them, are we? Because it's. I imagine we can turn the sprites off and see if they've stuck. All right, let's try that. Actually, we can do this in the debugger, can't we? That'd be easier. Sure, why this isn't working? It's a weird one. Like this. What's this tune? I can't see it. What is it? Who's requested this? Knucklebusters. I like it. Is it really long? Oh god, yeah, it's 30 minutes long. Wow. Good tune, terrible game. There's so many games like that. All right, cool. Right, so we've got. Okay, so we've hit the break point. We can see the bullet. Oh, the bullets are in front anyway, so we don't have to. Yeah, the bullets stay in front. Okay. But yeah, look, they still carry on. They still move. Why is it moving? Is the bullet update from maybe the bullet update's wrong? Let's take the break out here. Let's take this out here. We know that's working to a certain extent. Anyway, let's leave it on because there is something not quite right here. But let's work out why the bullet's not removing first when it should be. So when the screen flashes, the bullet should freeze in position, and then we'll actually be able to see where it removes as well. But let's just take a look at the bullet update function because maybe the bullet update is not using that MSB. It's always updating. No, see, look, it's definitely using the screen MSB. So when it gets to here, if it's 0, it shouldn't update anymore. And we saw that. We saw that happen. Which would imply that this value is just wrong, right? The value that we've got down there. We'll put a breakpoint down here, and we'll see what value we get for Y, and we'll compare that against ScreenVet. So we'll compare the actual index we get and compare the screen address that we get as well and see if they work. Something else updates data screen MSB, possibly, but the update's the only one that should update it. Nothing else should change that. The screen MSB is set when the bullet moves. So whenever the bullet update function is called, it should move. But the bullet update function is also checking screen MSB to see if it's 0. So if we set it to 0, it will jump to the skip routine, which is down here, all the way down here, which just goes to the next. Wait, Brunty's mine. Oh yeah, this is inverted as well. Just goes through the list and skips any that have an MSB of 0. So yeah, that was my thought as well, Scott Monkey, that maybe something was changing that, but I don't see anywhere else where it would be doing that. Let me just check finding files just to see if there is another one, but there's probably going to be a few of these anyway, for different things. So like aim turrets has them, enemies have them. Oh wait, hang on. Wait a minute. I know what was. Have a guess what I'm doing wrong. Here's what I should be checking against. And that's up here. That's the data structure for this. But the thing I'm doing wrong, I'm using the screen MSB of the enemies. So it's the reason it was only hitting the top left was because the top left is the screen MSB that we have. So I shouldn't be checking against the enemy data. I should be checking against the bullet data. Right, it's all going to work now. It's all going to work now. Do you know what? I'm going to give you 5 points, Skunk Monkey, because you got me to think about it again. I'd kind of dismissed it, but you got me to think about it again. So I'm going to show you my little thing again. So Skunk Monkey, there you go. 5 points for that. You got me kind of looking at it again, and that's kind of good. So yeah, what was happening there was when the sprite is moved, one of the things we do so that we can work out the collision is we record the screen MSB of it. So every time we update the sprite, we work out the screen. There is a plus 100 AMK button as well. There is indeed. The plus 100 has never been hit yet, but it does exist. It's there for those cases when somebody does something miraculous, like when I've spent like a week figuring something out, and somebody just goes, "It's that," and solves the problem. That's who gets the plus 100. It's not been hit yet though, so but it does exist. Okay, cool. There we go. And now it's stopping on all of them. There we go. Which now means we can remove it. Yeah. So what was happening is whenever we update that sprite and we record the enemy's screen position, it's stored in a variable called data.screenMSB because this is I always have a data structure for my objects, and I always call screen location, screen LSB, and screen MSB. So when we were doing this check, all we were checking against was is the bullet touching. Is the bullet in the same location as the top left corner of that sprite, which is why, again, Skunk Monkey said it seems to only be detected in the top left corner. That's why now. What's the delay? You can see in the channel points. It's a channel point game, so it costs 2,500 channel points to activate it. It's on a 20-minute cooldown. So when you told the bug was in the particle ring for 2 weeks and you said I was an idiot, I think I gave you a plus 25 for that. That wasn't a plus 100. And it wasn't 2 weeks anyway. You got a plus 25 for that, if I remember rightly. Okay, right. So, did I run the game then? I can't remember if that's a fresh version or not. Let's run it again just to make sure. But yeah, that was what was happening basically. So, yeah, it was a kind of cool bug in a way, because it would have always worked, but it would have been tricky to to pin down. But thankfully, it was bloody 2 weeks. Yeah, but I wasn't looking at it for 2 weeks solid. Oh, why did I not? Wait, did I not change? Oh. This tune's really mad. I like it. Some nice noises in it. As I don't know how long he's left on Wordles, but it's probably only a few minutes actually. 2 minutes. 2 minutes and it's up. So when you see the game come up in the top right corner, there's no announcement. You just have to keep watching for it. If you type !play, you can join in the game, and you will be selected at random to play. So if more than 6, if too many of you join, it could be that only a few of you play. But if you join, you have a chance to win the points. Yeah, there we go. Sweet. All right. So the only other thing I reckon we do is we put decals on these as well, just because I think it's going to add to the. Oh, actually, will it work with? If you're shooting through it, it might turn the decal off. Let's not worry about it for now. Because generally you'll be shooting these and they'll be exploding. But yeah, we might add decals later on. I don't know if if there is a kind of an explosion as you hit them. There might not be anyway. So yeah, so you type !play when the game comes up and you get entered in. It costs you 10,000 shimmy shillings. You have to have enough shimmy shillings to enter. But everybody's everybody's entry fee gets put together, and if the game is won, everybody who entered gets the entire prize pot given to them. So 5 people enter, the prize pot's 50,000. If the game is won, everybody gets 50,000. It's not shared; you all get it. You can even have a really stupid one where it's just a roulette game, where you just have a wheel with everybody's name on it, and it spins around, and wherever the ball or wherever the ticker lands or the ball lands, they get all the entry fees. But that would make some different. That would need the game changing slightly, I think, though. That would be one person winning rather than everybody winning. Yeah, maybe I'll add the option for that later. But for now, let's just deal with that as it is. Okay, cool. Right, so this is kind of working now. So the thing I want to do now is take a look to see. Oh my god, it's gone mental this tune now. I want to see if the Switch game, if the enemies flash. I think they flash. Oh no, they're flashing already, aren't they? All right, let's make them flash then. Let's create a Let's start adding the behaviors in. That's what we need to do. Okay, but it is going absolutely mental. Somebody said it was going to go mad, and they were right. It's going mental. Are you going to add a clock on the game cooldown to Shallow S? I don't know if I can. I might be able to get it through the API because it's a reward, so it's already on the. It's already on the in the reward the channel points box already. So right, you got 38 seconds to join the game if you want to join. Let's see how if this works this time. Well, let's see if people randomly who aren't in it get to play it. So who's Steps, Andy, Mythical Duck, SP175, and Warlock, and Zendar. Okay, I want to see if anybody gets selected who wasn't in it already. So, oh, 7 people in it now. So that's a prize pot of 70,000. If you get this right, 70,000 shillings to you all. Hey Zendar, welcome. I want to watch this game. This is a big game. I'm not going to do this every time this game is on, but for tonight, I might watch the odd game because it's interesting to see how it works. Okay. So Nikomo, did you do that play late on purpose to see if it breaks it? 'Cause I don't think you got in. It's Skunk Monkey to go, by the way. Wait, did Skunk Monkey even join? I don't think he joined. He didn't join. Yeah, the game list is the player list is backwards for some reason. Can't read the text on your screen, too tiny. I might increase it like 10% or something just to make it a little bit bigger. It's tricky because I don't want to drown out the rest of the screen. Yeah, there's a definite bug there because Skunk Monkey was showing as a play in them, but he's not in the game. So I need to look at why that might be, and see what the hell's going on there. It might be that the shuffle list is somehow different and not. I don't know what's going on. I'll have to have a look at it. I'm not going to do it now. Though. I'll look at it tomorrow. Okay, rogue. That's a good word as well, isn't it? Actually, three vowels, two decent consonants in there. Is it too small for you? Yeah, I will increase the size slightly. Only 10% or something. I will do what I can to make it more readable. Ooh, edged. I mean, that's a tricky word to use. Although I guess it lets you check where the e's were, but I'd have gone with edges there. But at least you know roughly where the e goes. I bet there's only one of them. So I'm just going to watch this and then we'll carry on with the coding. So next step in the coding, we're going to do the behaviors. So we're going to use the stack to create a behavior list, and hopefully it works. Oh man, all these points and nobody's going to get it. You've got 3 guesses. You've only got 2 letters so far. Oh, you put a screenshot. Okay, let me have a look. Oh wow, that's barely readable. Okay, yeah. If I increase it like 10%, it's probably going to be enough. Are you in what resolution are you in? You in 720p? Because I can test. I can test the. I can do like a private kind of test and see. Login. Oh, it's not a word. Oh, unlucky. At the very least, I need to make the writing at the bottom a bit more legible because it's really hard to see the name there. Maybe a bolder font or something. Oh, 360p. Ah, that'll be why then. But I will make some adjustments. Yeah. Is there only one place? No, two places where it can go now. I don't think what it might be. I'm trying to guess myself. See, now I'd want to use a T, an M, an N, T, M, N. Oh, why didn't it pick up your. Try again, SP. It didn't pick. Oh, no, you need game. You need to type game, not play. Oh, so it was an N. Uh, I don't know. I'm really struck. It's Warlock. It's you. So I guess you have to. You have to. Oh, unless you can see that now. I don't know if you can see it well enough to have your go. Twitch is going to ban you for what it looks like now. But I can always change the colours on it. I mean, there's so many Wordle clones out there now, so. I guessed. Okay, so the E definitely goes there then. Oh, oh, who got that? Zendar, well done. Oh, you pulled that back. Wow. Well done, well done. Cool. I like it when it works. It's good. So you should have all got 70,000 shillings then, if it worked correctly. Cool. Hey, I like it. I like it. It doesn't need a little bit. There's like a little bug with the joining players. Needs a timeout, and I need to increase the size ever so slightly. What I'm trying to avoid it doing is it encroaching too much on the code. But thankfully, with assembly, most of the code's over this side anyway, so I can probably get an extra 10 to 20% out of it. I don't want to go any bigger than that though, because it will look stupid if it's too big. And then once I'm happy with we'll probably use it again on Saturday. And then after Saturday, if I'm happy with it, I'll write another game for it. I will increase the size because I think it is just a little bit too small. Just a tiny bit. It doesn't need to go up too much. 10 to 20%, I think. 20% is probably too much. I think 10% is probably enough. It needs to go up 10%. Wait a minute. All right, cool. So we're going to add enemy behaviors in now. Okay, so the way I see this working is we're going to have. Let's put in what I said before, right? So we're going to have this behaviors list. The behaviors is going to be basically a list of function addresses, one for each enemy. Now, the problem with this is we need to make sure that we read these values from the right place. So we either have 4 or 8 behaviors. I think 4 might be enough. So I'm going to put 4 in for now. If it turns out 4 isn't enough, we'll up it to 8. But for now, I'm just going to make it 4 like this. So list of behavior function calls. Okay, so the way this is going to work is we're basically going to, when we initialize a sprite, the first thing we need to do is we need to set the let's do the MSB of the first behavior to 0. We need to make sure that the behavior is cleared. Actually, we can just fill the entire behavior up here. That's pretty easy to do. Okay, so we have the enemy index in Y. So what we can do is clear the behavior list. Right. So to clear the behavior list, what we need to do is we need to transfer Y to the accumulator, and then we need to times it by 8. So we need to shift it to the left 3 times. And then transfer it back into... no, we'll transfer it into... can we use X here? Pass in HP and sprite point. Yes, we can. It's only Y we need to save here. Right, okay. Then we can do load commit with 0. Store accumulator at behaviors X. We're going to need the Y here. So what we're going to do is we're going to store Y at rest Y. So we are going to need that. Well, we already have a rest Y here, but we're not using it. Why are we not using it? Oh, it's here. Okay, rest Y2. So just put that there. We need to make sure we return the Y. Okay, and the reason we need the Y is because we need to count 8 as well. So increase X, increase Y, compare Y, 0, 8. In fact, let's make this this. And then if we do this here, so what we can do is for I equals 0 to I is less than log log 8, that's right, isn't it? If I do log 8, hang on. I always forget how this works. I could do it in the browser here. Hang on, let me just check. Log 8. Oh, math.log. Hang on. I never remember how to do this function. No, it's math.log 2, is it? Yeah, log 2, that's it. But we haven't got log 2. Ah, shit. We've not got log 2? Or is log... maybe log is like that. Hang on, I need to look this up. So, the math library, here we go. Log base 10 returns log x plus 1. Oh, we don't have log 2, really? Yeah, we don't have log 2. Fuck. All right. Ugh. I don't really see a way of doing this then. I tell you what, I'm just going to indent this like this for now, just so it stands out a little bit more. So when I look at this, I can say, okay, I need to do that, because that's a kind of bit of an oversight. That I would have thought that would have been one of the things most commonly used. So if, the logarithm of a number is the number that if you raise whatever base to, you get the result. So log 2 of 8 is 3 because 2 to the power of 3 is 8. which is kind of a just about a description of it. There are better descriptions, but that's pretty much what it's doing. Yeah, log is natural. Log 10 is base 10, and then there's log 1p, which is log x plus 1, which doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. But there's no log 2, because in JavaScript you have a log 2. I thought maybe there was one where you could pass any base in, but that doesn't even exist either. So I don't know. It's weird. I don't know why that's not in there, but it's fine. We can do without it. And this must be a power of 2. Okay. Okay, so this is clearing the behaviors. So this clears the behaviors and then it restores the Y again. Okay, so the reason we need to clear the behaviors is because we're going to use these behaviors, the zeros in there, to tell if there are behaviors or not. If a behavior is active, then the MSB for its address will be 0. If the behavior is not active, then the MSB will be the MSB will be non-zero. You'll see it kind of makes sense when we start doing it, because the way this works. So if you imagine, I'll describe how this is going to work, right? So if we've got a list of behaviors, right? So let's say we've got 4 behaviors, right? So we've got behave 1, behave 2, behave 3, and then nothing. We don't have a 4th behavior, so there is no 4th behavior. So this 4th behavior is just going to be like that in memory. So that means the byte list is going to be, let's just call it LSB1 and MSB1, right? So this is what the byte list is going to look like in that case. So the byte list is going to look like LSB1, MSB1, LSB2, MSB2, LSB3, MSB3, 0, 0. So this is what the byte list looks like. This is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So what we can do is, if we've got the stack, so the way the stack works. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, log 2x is log 10x divided by log 10 2. Yeah, that kind of makes sense as well. I'll try that in a second. In fact, let's just do it here, right? So if I do 4 I equals 0. That's a good point. I didn't think of that. It's been a long time since I've used logs properly. So we do log 10 max behaviors divided by log 10 to I plus. So the reason we're doing this is just so we can call ASL the right number of times. That way we can change the maximum number of behaviors and it will update the ASL each time. Good, thank you. Crypto guys always need that kind of log stuff. See, when I see log, when I'm doing reverse engineering stuff, if I see some kind of encryption that uses log, all I'm really doing is inverting it. I'm not thinking about what the actual maths is behind it. I'm just doing it in reverse usually. Oh, damn it, I finished my cider. That's not good. I might have to go and see if I can find. I think I got a beer in the fridge. I might see if I got a beer in a minute. I go to the toilet. So once I get this up and running, I'll go to the toilet. I just want to explain what I'm doing first. So this is the list of behaviors. This is the order we want them to run in. We want behavior 1 to happen, then behavior 2, then behavior 3, then we want it to finish. So if we imagine the call stack, so we imagine the stack. So the stack lives at 100, right? That's where it lives, right? And the stack runs all the way up to FF. So there'll be a load of data, and then there'll be the end of the stack, right? So at any point in time, the stack will contain, usually it will contain the return to basic address at the end, right? So there'll be, I can't even remember what it is, but let's say, let's just put an address in, right? Let's put like 80. It's not that, but let's say it's that, right? So that's the end of program. And what happens is when you do the final RTS, so if you run a machine code program and you do an RTS, it will pop this value off the stack and move the stack pointer. So points for Nicomo. Yes, that is a good point, actually. What do you reckon? Andy, I'm going to let you choose how many points he gets. So you've got to be sensible there. 5 or 10? You pick. You pick his fate. Because I know you'd say, yeah, I knew that was coming. Yeah, exactly. 10. Generous man. Generous man. Okay, 10 points it is. The guilt is still strong. Oh, another Wordle game on the go. I'm going to leave it open, but yeah. 50 seconds to join Wordle if you want, guys. I think it's just adding people in randomly, so I think if you played before, you're probably already in it. But I don't know how it charges you or anything, so I don't know what's going on. But just enjoy the kind of buggy version of it tonight, and we'll fix it. So yeah, the stack pointer is going to be pointing here. So when you return from the function, it returns to here. But what that means is we can put anything in here. So if I just inserted that method to return to. If I put that into, in fact, I think you actually have to put one less than it. I think you have to do that because I think it adds one to it. Method -1 to return to. So if I just insert that into the stack and I move the stack pointer down by 2 and then do RTS, instead of returning to basic, it's now going to jump into this function. And then when that function ends, it will jump to here. So that means what we can do is we can fill the stack up. We can say, okay, we'll grab this loop and we'll start in with this loop here. So let's just assume that is a method that we're actually returning to. So this is basically the call behavior. So let's say e.g. call behaviors. Whatever call behaviors. So when we call the call behaviors function, wherever we were in the program, that's added to the stack. And now we're in the call behavior function here. Hey, Chebawookie, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for the follow. I don't have a lot of alcohol left, so I'm probably going to go and try and scrounge a beer up from somewhere. Pretty sure I've got some Heineken in the fridge. I think she left some in there, so. Okay, how many people are playing? 8 people playing this time. Okay, cool. Okay, so that means if we start at the end of this list and we say, okay, if there's a 0, skip 2 bytes. So there's a 0 here, so we skip 2 bytes, and we keep going until we get to the end of the list. If there isn't a 0, then we take this value. Thank you, Retro Lemons, for the resub. Welcome, Sean. How are you doing? So we take this value and we put it in the list, right? So we put MSB3 in the list. Then we go down, and remember this stack starts at the top and works backwards. So the stack pointer moves down as you add things to the stack. So now if we have a look at this one here, LSB3, we put that in the stack. There's still no 0, so we keep going through the list. It becomes MSB2, LSB2, MSB. Well, this would be like this. So basically, this is what happens. And now we've got to the end of this list, so we stop. So now what you can see is we've got the behaviors in order in the stack, right? So we're here in the stack, and if you work your way through the stack, you can see we've got the behaviors in order. So we were in the call behaviors function. When we exit the call behaviors function, we would return to here. But because we've added these into the stack, what happens when we RTS from the call behavior function is it jumps into behave 1 in here. We don't have to do JSR, we just do RTS. And we immediately end up in here. And when behave 1 is finished and the RTS is called, it pops that off the stack and it moves to this one, LSB2, MSB2. And when that calls RTS, it jumps into this one, behave 3. And when behave 3 calls RTS, it returns back to wherever call behaviors was called from. So you can see we can basically set up the call list just by looping through this behavior backwards and copying it into the stack. Basically, read a value. If it's non-zero, push it to the stack. If it's zero, don't push it to the stack. Really, really simple way of doing it. But now what we don't have to do, we don't have to do self-mod lookups. We don't have to do the JSR call. We're just doing an RTS. We're letting the stack handle the rest. And it makes it very, very, very sneaky. Did you get it? What was it? Shout. Well, shout. So hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully you guys can see how this is going to work. It sounds more complicated than it really is, and you can see if we Oh, brilliant. Oh, I love how you all went through that. Excellent. Yeah, so hopefully you can see how this is both going to be efficient in terms of setting it up. Because the other alternative, right, is if we do this in a loop, it's really simple. We just have a simple short loop that runs backwards, which is the most efficient way to run the loop. Uses a branch if equal on the values to skip over them, which is, again, super easy. And in fact, if it's branch if equals or branch if not equal, it would probably be, because we'd probably have to increase. Either way, we'd be decreasing it by 2 if it was 0 here. Yeah, and then basically just pushing these values onto the stack 2 at a time. So this would probably just decrease 2 at a time, push them onto the stack. Very, very quick indeed to do. The alternative would be we would load this address. We would store this in a self mod where a JSR is. We would load this one, store it in a self mod where JSR is. We would run it, and then when we come back, we would work out where we were in that list and repeat it again. So very, very efficient way of doing it, this. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break. I'm going to go to the loo. I'm going to go to the fridge and see if I can scrounge a beer up. I think I definitely got some. I've definitely got some. I'm sure I've seen some at the back of the fridge. So I shall be 5 minutes. I'll be as quick as I can. And then when we come back, we will take a look at implementing this. It should be pretty quick to implement, I think. But every time I say that, it takes like 3 streams. So we shall see. All right. Hopefully the races are not on just yet. They're not, because they've just been on, and I've forgot where the button is. See, this is the other thing I always forget to do, is press this break button. If I press this break, you can see the race timer here goes to 0.2 minutes, and the quiz comes up, and then I just press break on my Stream Deck. All right, back in a few minutes. All right, I'm back. And I pressed stop break just a few seconds too late, so it's going to run through again. So there you go. You get to see behind the scenes of my very terrible overlay manager, which I've been meaning to redesign. I've got a framework set up for it. I just haven't got around to converting everything. Right. And I've got Heineken. So cheers, everybody. My game manager is always over here, basically. On my other screen, it's over there. I've got another screen over the other side that it goes to, but I'm keeping it down here so I can keep an eye on Wordle at the moment. I have a 43-inch 4K monitor over that side, and that's why the text is so big on it. Looks like the back-end guy developed it. Yeah, that's technically what it is, right? Okay, so hopefully this all makes sense. I will leave that in the comments so I can remind myself. Okay, so this is just to kind of remind myself how this works. And then if I come back to this, I'm not going to get confused by it. It shouldn't be. It's actually quite simple when you think about it. It's more complicated than it sounds at first. Sorry, it's less complicated than it sounds at first. So let's have a look at adding behaviors. So at the moment we don't have any behaviors. So let's go in here and we can set some up. So we need our screen 24 dynamic here, and we have some enemy behaviors here, right? So we'll create the most basic one first, and we'll just do it on this enemy here. So we're going to add enemy behavior. This is enemy 0, and we're going to add we'll put BVR for behavior. I think that'll be enough of a thing. Actually, let's just write behavior. And I'm going to spell it like that just to get on Andy's nerves. I've already spelled it like that there. And we'll have flash red. Okay. So what this is going to do, we're going to have an enemy behavior add-in macro. And what that's going to do is going to take the... actually, it would be behavior dot bflag. We'll do it like that. Because it will be grabbing it. No. It's going to be in enemies. Yeah, let's make it explicit. There we go. So this is going to be a function. We'll capitalize it in here. It's going to be, actually, should we capitalize it? We can make it lowercase. I don't suppose it matters too much because it's not constant. We are actually passing a function name in here. We can actually pass any function we want here, but we're adding a behavior. So it's going to be a function that we pass into. I'm looking at the wrong screens. Here we go. There you go. Right. Okay. So this is our behavior. We're going to stick it in here, and for now, I'm just going to do something very simple, which is just going to increment the border color. Now, for now, the behaviors are going to live in here, but we may separate these out and just import the ones that we need. So this is just going to be a function that's just going to increase the border color and then return. That's all it's going to do for now. We'll deal with what it actually does once we get the system working. Everyone being generous to Sean. Don't give him points, he'll just gamble them away immediately. Keep your shit, save 10,000 shillings, Sean. Keep 10,000 so you can play Wordle when it comes up. Well done. Wordle will award you even more shillings. Is it at midnight? No, it's every 20 minutes. It's a channel point reward. You can buy it every 20 minutes. You made 3 million today. How did you do that? You just gamble. You do a random gamble and made a load. Oh, on race? What? On races? What the hell? You bet on Turrican. 100k on Turrican. Nice. 2 times. Wow. I mean, if you've got millions, it's a good bet to do because there is, if he wins more than he should do. Yeah, pure luck. Pure luck is the system. Yeah. If he does start winning more than he should do, you will rake it in very quickly. So, okay, right. So this is the behavior. So now what we need is a macro to handle this. So let's go and have a look at screen macros. We've got add enemy sprite. So let's add enemy behavior. I'll just write it. It's fine. So macro sm add enemy behavior, and this is just going to take a function or let's address. There we go. So to add an enemy behavior, we already have the do we have? Oh no, we pass it in, don't we? We pass the enemy index here. So indexing behavior. All right, okay. So let's put index. Oops. Index and address. Right. Okay. So that's lowercase. It bugs me when they're capitalized like that. So what do we need to do? We need to set the oh, actually, we need a pointer, don't we? So actually, we need to know Okay, so this needs to be enemy index, behavior index is going to be the best way to do this. So we have to sell it that we want the first behavior to be this, the second behavior to be this, and so on, right? So let's have this one. Let's call this one bounce, and let's make this one flash the border, right? Flash the background even. Okay, so what we should see is both the border and the background. The most popular pedigree cat is the Persian cat, followed by the Maine Coon. What does it do with it? That's a really good point. I wonder how many stream points does it have? It should randomly gamble. Yeah. Okay, right. So now we've got that in place. So what we need to do now is we need to convert this into something we want, right? So given a behavior index, this will be our Y value. So can we use Y? I think we can safely use Y here because we're just in the start of, this is always an initialization. So we're going to load Y, and this is going to be a value that's derived from all of these. So it's going to be enemy index times enemies dot max behaviors times 2. So if the enemy index is 0, this will be 0. If it's 1, then the behaviors will be max behaviors 8. But this should be 4. There we go. Max behaviors times 2. Should be times 2 as well. There we go. Hang on. Yeah, that's right. Because 2 bytes for each behavior. So okay, plus behavior index times 2. Right, so that gives us the index into the behavior array, and then it will be load accumulator with, and I think this needs to be address -1 for the stack thing to work properly. So this has to be stored at enemies dot data dot behaviors comma Y. Actually, this doesn't even have to be this. This could be, we don't need to do this. We could do var offset equals, and then this is like as small as it could possibly be then. Also means this macro is nice and easy to set up, right? Really, really, really small. So there you go. So the game is up. Only one person playing. Whoa! Did no one join in? Oh, but you still. It's still allowing Andy to play for some reason. Okay, yeah. So this is the bug here. So I think you'll only win 10,000, but you may win. Yeah, everybody who played before is in it. So this is the bug I've got at the moment. This is the bug I need to fix that I didn't catch with my testing. So it seems to remember the list from previous. I don't know why, because it should be being reset, but yeah, if you played in the last couple of goes, you're probably in it now. So you probably want to call out if you're watching the stream, just keep your eye on who it be. It doesn't matter if you miss your turn. It will just carry on. So it's fine. But yeah, all right. Okay, so that's it. That's all we need for the enemy behavior. So that adds it to the list. And now all we need is a call behavior. So in the enemies, in the update, which is here, we grab the screen address, we do collision, blah, 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 blah. And then the last thing we can do here is we can call that behavior. So I think we should do the store and restore of the Y register here. We can trust that it's probably going to be okay, but I'm going to store and restore it here anyway, just because I want to make sure that well, this will use less bytes for a start. But it's probably, yeah, it makes the behavior smaller because I don't have to do. I'm really struggling to think tonight, so I'm not feeling well at all. And here's me drinking beer. So mythical duck, you get a go. Yeah, everybody's getting a go, even though Steps started it. So Steps loses counterpoints. Nobody else loses shillings. As I say, I will fix this for next time. I can't have free goes. I don't know why it's doing it though, but it will be a fun one to try and figure out anyway. Okay, and then we can do sort of behavior, call behaviors. So when we call this routine, it's going to come into here. It's going to do our stack trickery in here. And then it's going to call the first one. And then when all the behaviors are finished, instead of returning to this function, the RTS will actually, will it? It will call behaviors. Well, we'll think about it, right? So we come into here. At which point can we use the X register here? We can start messing with the X registers here. Okay, so we're going to load the accumulator. We're going to transfer Y to the accumulator. We're going to do our magical ×3 thing, which we do, where was it? Here. So that basically. Which is going to multiply the Y register by 8, which is going to give us our index. Yeah, we can we bash the Y here? Okay, yeah, so we need to add. Is this right? Yeah. We need to add max behaviors ×2 - 1. That gets us to the end of the behavior list. Right, okay, cool. And then we need a loop. So this is going to be our loop where what we do is we basically load accumulator. I'm just trying to think if this is going to work. So load accumulator with data dot behaviors X. We need a temporary variable as well. We'll do it. We'll use a 0 page value to do this. So we'll take the value. It's behaviors. No, wow. Bit of spam going on there. Steps has unlimited time. Oh, I know what it's doing. I know what it's doing. So what's happening is the list gets shuffled, right? So when the game starts, all the people who've entered are in an array, right? That array gets shuffled, and it becomes a random. It becomes the play order, basically. Then what happens is those players are pulled off the list one at a time, and they take their turn. When the list is empty, the list gets added again. The difference is here. What's happening is the Anybody who didn't have a go, anybody in that list of turns. So if there's 7 people playing, and the first 2 people guess the game, right? There's now 5 people in the list who haven't played. The next time the game plays, those 5 people will be first. When those 5 people have played, whoever was in the initial list gets added in. So yeah, it's I know what's wrong with it now. So basically, if you didn't get a go in the turn on the last one, you get another go in this one. But because Steps was the only one that entered, it's only Steps that gets to play this now. So basically, on the next one, if Steps doesn't start the game, it will be Steps to play. Regardless of how it works, Steps will play first. You haven't had a go, it skipped your answer. If there is anything weird going on like that, if you typed an answer in and it didn't accept it, please just flip it and let me know. Oh, it maybe the word was non-valid or something. It could have been an invalid word. Is Steps going to get it there? That's the question. And if he does, who gets points? So if you've just had a go, oh no, you won't. You won't get points even if you play. So there's no free points here. It's just letting you have a guess, basically. Donna is invalid. Maybe I can check for you. Hang on. Yep, it's invalid. It's not in the list. Isn't Donna with 2 N's? Are you thinking like kebab? B, not D. Or maybe it just doesn't count. It's the valid word list is from. Oh no, the answer list is from Wordle. I don't know about the valid word list. The valid word list is a list of valid 5-letter words that came from some GitHub somewhere, and I just collated it with the valid words, valid possible answers to make sure that there were no answers that weren't in the valid word list. So anyway, so yeah, that's probably why it will flash up and say invalid word or invalid word or something like that if you didn't get it. You don't get 2 guesses, unfortunately. Okay, so I'm going to store this in gtemp1, and we're just going to use this to count down. So this is just going to decrease gtemp1 branch if not equal to loop. So this is going to go back. But in doing so, we need to decrease x by 2 each time. If this value is valid, we push it onto the stack. And then we load, oops. And push that onto the stack as well. And then at the end of this loop, all we need to do is do an RTS. And instead of returning to here, it's going to return into one of these behaviors. Did I write max behaviors at the top and not? I don't know, you're having that, can we? Better. I feel at peace now. It was a good get. Oh, did you get it? Okay. Another label. Oh. Ugh. I shouldn't be spelling it like that. See, my brain's not working properly. It's in like two places here. It's not in there. Not in there now. All right, cool. It's all sorted. I'm just going to remove the U key from my keyboard. I don't need it. Is there a command with a U? Is there a? I'm trying to think of an opcode with a U in it. I don't think there is one. Bullet. There can be bullets. Bullets. Okay, cool. So now the behavior should be calling these two functions if this is working. It should do. It should build okay as well. I don't see. Oh no, there is a problem here. This is not behaviors.x. This is where is that in? That's in enemies. It's in 83. So assuming this is all work, this is some of these things are a bit dodgy, but we'll see what's if it's worked or not. Okay, enemies. Mass behavior is not present on enemies. Okay, so this is because it's a constant. Unfortunately, constants are local scoped, so you can create a constant, but it's only accessible inside here. I'm actually going to move both of these out into the constants file. We do have a constants file. We should probably make use of it for things like this. I've kind of been a bit slack and putting them in the files that they exist in. I'll probably tidy that up at some point. But this is why we have a constants file, so we don't have to kind of keep doing that. Am I following? I'm sure I'm following you on Twitter as well. And now it's not enemies.max behaviors. Okay, so that's. It's just going to be like two replacements. Oh, one occurrence in one file. It's just the one in here. All right. I kind of sporadically see people's names. I think, why am I following them? And I click follow. It's if I'm not following you, it's I don't. It's not intentional. It's just I don't realize until I see your name and see that you're not that I'm not following you. But if I see your name and I see that I'm not following you, I'll do it. I just don't pay much attention. There we go. So you can see both the borders are flashing now. The behavior's working as intended. I'm going to turn that off before somebody has a fit. But you can see that that's a nice way of doing it. It looks, as I said, more complicated than it really is. The point is that what it does is it makes the population of these behaviors really quick, right? Because all we have to do is basically work out where in the behavior list, where in the block of behavior addresses are we, and then just basically push them onto the stack. This loop is going to be pretty quick. It's not going to be doing too much. And we're not having to use self mod and JSRs and then a kind of another loop outside that to handle it. We can just basically run it like this. We don't need to use the Y register is still available, so we can use the Y register in here, and we can do what we want. But we know when we enter a behavior that the Y register equals enemy index. That's the only thing we can guarantee. Everything else we can't guarantee. Xreg equals free to use. Let's put that in there. And so I'm starting to write more things. So let's start by turning these behaviors, the border behaviors off, and let's actually make them flash. So to flash an enemy red, we can have a look at the aim turret bullets and copy the routine from that. Should be pretty small. I don't think we need to pull it out. It's in dynamic code anyway. Where's aim turrets? There they are. Color flash. There we go. We don't need to do that. We just need to do this. Okay. So to make the same behavior, we just come in here. Take the frame timer, which is a global. We do need to get the sprite index from X, and the sprite index is already in the table here, so we should be able to do data dot sprite index comma y like that, and that should give us the X resolution. You can see we've got that sprite index here. That sprite index is the multiplexer sprite index. It's not the hardware. We don't deal with hardware sprite indexes unless we're talking about the player. You are following Shalom. Am I following you? I don't know if I'm following you. I don't know. I honestly don't know who I'm following. I just kind of, what I do is if I'm reading posts and I see something I like if I see somebody who posts something more than once that I like, then I'll follow them if I'm not already. And if somebody, like sometimes I'll click on likes or retweets on something I've done. Can I scroll back to where I was? I don't know where I was. Where was I? You mean up here? Sometimes I'll scroll back to. Sometimes I'll be looking at like the like list or retweet list, and I'll see. In there, I'll see somebody who I should be following, and I'm not, like a regular on the stream that I'm not following. Is that what you mean? What are you trying to look at? I don't know what you're trying to look at. Are you putting on money on Turrican again? Brave. It's okay, it doesn't matter. Let me know if you want me to look at something. I can definitely look at it. I don't know what you're trying to see though, so the file isn't that big, but unfortunately the lag means that it's not going to be. Well, I've been looking here. Here's the other place I was looking. I really want Turrican to win now. Mayhem's. Oh. He still won. Nikamo. I don't know if that's where you meant. Oh, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this and I call it log2. And then I'm going to put, what was the value? Max behaviors times 2. Log2. Max behaviors times 2. And then I'm just going to go into I'll put it in here. I'll put it at the top as well, because you can do. Is that it? No. What's the command for it? I can do it with a function. There you go. Log2. Just makes it easier to read then, doesn't it? Instead of doing that all the time. But every time you win more than you lose. But what if Mayhem wins 20 in a row? It's possible. I mean, it is completely random. I've got the Monte Carlo results somewhere. I'll have to dig them out and share them with you guys, so you can see exactly kind of how many races there were. In fact, is it in the? It might be in the folder, or did I just? Oh, no, I don't have it in here. I thought I might have it in here, but I don't. God, this overlay is such a mess. There's so much shit in here that really shouldn't be in here. Oh, race Monte Carlo, but have I put the result? Oh, no, I haven't put the results in here. But yeah, this does 3. Does a million races. and then prints out the results in the console using the same chances, using the same logic as the main game, but without any graphical stuff. So it does everything, but actually draw the game. So it runs at like 10,000 frames a second or something like that. More than that, probably. It's really quick. You did times 2 twice in the call and in the method. Oh, thank you very much, Zendar. That's a 5-pointer, definitely. Yes, thank you. Ooh. 5-pointer there. Let's add Zendar into the points. Zed. Can't be many Zendars. How many people with names beginning with Z? Although this is the internet. I mean, you can start your name with whatever you want, right? Yeah, thank you for that. All right, cool. So this is working. We should now be able to see the enemy behavior flash in red. So let's have a look. We did the sprite index, put it in X. We grab the frame timer, branch if not equal to here. That means probably we should do that afterwards. So we should probably do that after we've grabbed the frame timer. In which case we just grab the color of the sprite and we invert it like so. Odds were based on... Yeah, so the odds were based... I basically picked odds that were just less. So there is a house edge on this. So the odds are based on what the odds are of them winning, rounded down basically. So if they won 2.3 times, yeah, you can guess how I did it. My brain's not working properly today. I'm not well. I think that's what's doing it. Okay, so let's have a look. So we should now have flashing red enemies, and then what I'm going to do in here, just for the sake of testing, is just increase the YPOS on these things. So I'm just gonna. I don't think we can do ink YPOS comma Y. I'll have a look though. I'm pretty sure we can't though. I never remember. I get so mixed up now with doing Mega 65. It's kind of screwed up my my brain when it comes to remembering what opcodes can do what. Yeah, we could do comma X but not comma Y. I thought so. So we could just do that, but I mean, it's probably just as easy to do. Oh yeah, let's do it like that. Actually, I think that's let's just do it like this. I mean, it's just a temporary thing, so there we go. So this isn't going to bounce; it's just going to move down the screen. But we should have moving enemies that move down the screen and loop around the top. There'll be no collision checks at all at the moment, and flash red as well. So that's what we should hopefully see now. Yeah, make this. I've had one cider in like a quarter of a can. Well, actually, maybe half a can of Heineken. It's quite nice, that Heineken, actually. Consider it's in a can. Oh, Wordle's up. Play, everybody. So whatever happens here, I think Steps will get first go because he was the only one playing in the last one. So the current list of players to play will just be Steps. And then there'll be a shuffled list which will get replaced when that list empties. So once Steps has had his go, that list will empty and the new list of players will get added in. So I think Steps is going to be the first one to play. Sounds looking fine on my stream, so... No. Everybody in the actual join list will win money. So previously, even though many of you were in the list, only you would have got the money, and you would have only got 10,000. So sound seems like it should be fine. So hopefully you can resolve whatever it is. Oh no, it didn't give you a go. It Zendar's. Oh, you must have immediately. Oh, because when you finished the game, you'd obviously been removed from the list, and it didn't move to. Okay, but if there were more than two, yeah, there we go. So now the enemy's moving down the screen and flashing red. and we should still be able to shoot it. So let's see if we. Okay, cool. So the only thing we need to do is make sure it loses hit points. We'll do the behaviors of these in a minute, but I want to make sure that these lose hit points, and then when they lose hit points, they explode. So let's do that, and then we can start adding the proper behaviors in. So let's add the behaviors in for them all. Oh, actually, do we have player collision? I bet we don't, do we? So we need player collision as well. We need to make sure that if they collide with the players, we die. So we've got a few things we need to add in, but it shouldn't take too long to do this stuff now. Probably not going to finish it all tonight, but we've definitely got a good kind of portion of it ready for the next stream. I've been a little bit distracted by the games and some of the overlay issues we've been having, but not to worry. So it could be that every enemy flashes red, and I think that might be the case. And if that is the case, then we probably don't need this behavior at all. But I just wanted to see how it worked. So why do the other two flash? Oh, do they flash? Oh, well, they're not now. Hang on. Wrong enemy ID. Yeah, thank you. 5 points for Nicomo. How's the game going? Okay, let me just turn the behaviors off on these two. I just want to see if there is a multiplexer flash. There shouldn't be. I mean, it's not being stretched, really, the multiplexer on this page. Or, in fact, the multiplexer isn't doing anything, really, at this point. Oh, yeah. Oh, I know why. It's because when this is the same problem we had on the turrets, is when when a sprite is at 0, a Y of 0, it's basically a terminate the plexer routine. It's a way of dropping out of the multiplexer very quickly, so they will flash just as it crosses that border. So that's absolutely fine. I'm not bothered about that. That's expected behavior. It's just a side effect of the. It's just a side effect of the multiplexer. Oh, one more go. Let's see. I lost. Oh yeah, I've gone. Oh yeah, I've gone like a funny. I've gone thinner. Yeah, I haven't lost weight. That's for sure. All right, so let me camera aspect as well. All right, I've got a few things to fix on the stream, but I like that. I like that, Cosmin. Let's just say I lost weight. Let's just say that's what's happened. Was it prank? Well done, well done. And hey, Cosmin, how's it going? Okay, cool. Right, let's look at making the enemies lose hit points now. So when the enemy gets hit by a bullet, we remove the bullet, but we don't actually decrease the hit points. So what we need to do is in here, we need to decrease this value. And if the hit points hit 0, we need to basically remove the enemy. So let's go and have a look at remove bullet, because this will give us some indication of what we can do here. So when we remove the bullet, we will know how strong the bullet is as well at this point. If we look in bullets itself, which I thought I had open, but obviously I don't, there is a bullet strength here. This is the value we need to subtract from the enemy. The reason this is important is if you were shooting just single bullets and then you switch to a laser, which may be like, I don't know if it's 10 times stronger, but let's say it's 10 times stronger. You don't want your current weapon strength to be applied to all the bullets. You want each bullet to have its own strength. So it's important that we grab the strength from here and don't just subtract the current weapon strength from it. Dragging your soul towards the weekend. Everyone is at least adequately not annoyed also. Wow, you're a beacon of happiness, Cosmin. Have a beer, that's what you need. Have a beer, have a cider, have a wine. So as I say, next week on my birthday, I'm not going to be coding. So Saturday will be the last code for 5 days or something. We're just going to play games. Oh, thank you, Warlock. Thank you, Nets, for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having fun on this Thursday. Is it still Thursday? Yeah, it is just about. But yeah, welcome to the stream. Have a beer. So yeah, on Tuesday, I've got the day off. I've got the next day off as well. So I'm just going to drink and play games from the shelf. So we're gonna pick a random game from there. I still haven't figured out how to pick a random game from there. I mean, I guess I could turn around and throw a dart at it. I don't have a dart though, so whatever game we pick, we'll play it on real hardware. If the game is multiplayer and you happen to own the console and the game, or a console that can play against it if it's cross-platform, you can absolutely join in if you want to. We'll play it online. It's likely it's not going to be. I think there's probably only a handful of these games that are going to be working online. Can you celebrate? Is it your birthday on Tuesday as well? That's kind of cool if it is. 21st. We can celebrate your birthday as well, yeah. But otherwise, I'm just going to be playing games on Tuesday night. So I'm just going to be drinking, probably run the stream a little bit later than usual, depending on how I feel, and just play through some games. If the game is absolute pants or like impossible to understand, because I've got about 40 Japanese Famicom games on that list, and some of them are going to be really, really difficult to understand. So if we come across one of those, I'm not going to play it. In fact, I think there's about 60 on the list actually, because I've got the disc games as well. Otherwise, we'll just play, and we'll just play until we get bored of the game or complete it. If it just happens to be completed in like an hour or something like that, and that's what we'll do on Tuesday. We'll play a little bit of Jackbox on Saturday as well. So after the stream on Saturday, it's probably around about midnight, just after midnight, we'll play Jackbox for an hour. I need my murder trivia party fix so I can shaft you all again. When's the next charity 18-hour stream? At some point. We'll definitely do it at some point. I don't know when though. I need to get my brain kind of in gear for that. I don't think I'm in a state where I could last 18 hours at the moment. I'm struggling to do 4 or 5 hours. 4 hours seems to be about my limit at the moment. I'm pushing to 5 on the Saturday, but I'll see. I think maybe if I do one, it's probably going to be maybe I'll do another Halloween one. Maybe we'll do a Halloween one. But it'd be nice to get one done before then as well, I guess. So I don't know. But if I don't do one before then, I'll try and do one on Halloween, and maybe we'll do Luma 2 or something like that. I don't know. Easter's a bit too soon. I think I'm not going to be ready for that at all. Also, we need to kind of get all the graphics and stuff up front. So I did her GBA port. What for Luma? Oh, we could do Luma on the Game Boy. That would be kind of funny, wouldn't it? If it just managed to do Luma Game Boy in one stream. I mean, it's possible. It is possible because I've got the code. I've got the graphics. It wouldn't be completely impossible to do, but yeah. Or Luna port. Luna for the Game Boy would be good as well. Hey, Hero Dev again. How's it going? You've been doing some shader work again? Well, I'll wait for him actually. Probably still. I'm not seeing the alerts. I don't know. I'm hearing them, but I'm not seeing them. Is it just me, or are they not appearing? Or are they appearing? Oh, I'm waiting for it to appear on my screen here. It's not. It's going to appear over there. So, yeah, they'll be stuck in an advert. So I'll give them a couple of minutes. But yes, I don't know yet. Luna on the Game Boy could be good. Well, that could be very interesting, actually. It's on the Game Boy Advance, and it works really well on that. So, yeah, we shall see. Hello, everybody that's come along with Hero Dev, and welcome along. Have you been doing shader program in C again tonight? How's it been going as well? What am I drinking? I'm drinking Heineken at the moment. I only had one can of cider, so I drank the cider, and I went and found a can of Heineken in the fridge. There's actually 2 in the fridge, so I've got a backup if this one runs out. Let's get rid of that debug. So for those who have come along with Hero Dev and don't know who I am, I'm Shine50k. I do a bit of C64 coding mostly. Certainly this year that's kind of been the priority. I've done a bit of Mega 65 and Game Boy in the past, and we're just actually discussing what to do for the next the next marathon stream. So occasionally I do these marathon streams. I've done. How many have I done actually? I've only done 2. Pretty sure I've only done 2. I can't even think straight. So we did one at Halloween a couple of years back, and then we did one in the beginning of 2020, I think it was, or 2019. I cannot remember again. I think it was 2020. Where we did a marathon charity stream that was about 18 hours long. It was really long. Where we actually made actually I don't have it. It's on my shelf. We made a game called Luna for the C64, and since then it's been ported to the Game Boy Advance by our very own Mythical Duck, who's in the chat. But yeah, that's what we do on this channel. We play games as well. There's a little kind of racing thing that pops up at the bottom, and we just added Wordle, which appears just up there. You can buy it with channel points once every 20 minutes. Everybody can join in and play. And how long's left on it? 7 minutes time, and then it's up again. It has Cecconoid on it. Oh, cool. I bought that bundle twice. I didn't know it had Cecconoid on it. That's really cool. So I bought it twice. I bought it for myself, and I gifted it to a friend who I'm going to now tell it that Cecconoid's on there. There's some really good games in it. I've only briefly glanced at it, but there's a lot in there. It's like $6.5 worth of games. There's 1,000 indie games in there, and yes, there's going to be a lot of janky games in there, but there's a lot of really big kind of publishers and really kind of big games in there. So since when it's a couple of days it's been on, I think now. And I think there's another 7 days left on it or something. But they've already, I think, last time I checked, it was on $3.5 million they'd raised for it. So it's doing really well. It's also got Inmost on it, which is an amazing game as well. If you've not seen that, I definitely would recommend going looking at it. It's kind of a platform puzzle game, almost in the style of Limbo, but not quite. It's kind of it's interesting. It's a very interesting game. It's on Steam for about 15 quid, I think. And it's free well, it's not free, but it's in the bundle. So you can buy the bundle for I think it's $10, isn't it? Yeah, Cecconoid's in it, so I think that's kind of awesome. I'm gonna have to look for that. Okay, cool. Right, let's carry on. So we wanna remove the weapon strength, the bullet strength from the hit points. So that's pretty easy to do. We've got our where's our collision? Not this one. It's enemies. Here we go. So we're removing the oh shit! If I press that, there we go. Here we go. Remove bullet. So at this point, we're removing the bullet. So let's say let's put exactly what we're doing here. Bullet is being removed. First, reduce hit point of well. Let's do it in order of what we want to do here. So reduce hit point of enemy. Remove data. Bullet data. Sorry. Clear bullet data. And clear bullet from screen. Clear from screen. Right. So to reduce the enemy hit points, we need to grab our enemy vector, which we don't have at this moment because it's not in here either, is it? We don't know which enemy number we're on at this point. So let's have a look. Can we grab which enemy number we're on? I don't think we can, so we're probably going to have to be a bit sneaky about how we do this. Oh, well, we're removing a bullet here. We could... Wait, hang on. So, yeah, the Y register is not there. Oh, it's in the X register. There it is. It's in the X register. So let's just make sure we're not using the X register. We're not. Okay, so let's put it in here. Okay, X-Reg contains a mini index. I'm going to copy that back down here as well, so we know at this point. Y-Reg index. So now we have a reference to both things that we need. Wow! So it's gone up. It's gone up like 250,000 in the 8 hours or so since I saw it. So that's pretty impressive. Yeah, it's really really good. If I'd have known, I'd have added all my games in as well. I didn't know they were doing it. I didn't get any message to say they were doing it, but I would have gladly added all my games into it as well. Because I mean, nobody's expecting to make any out of 1,000 games. Nobody's expecting to make any money off it, and why would they? And it's all going to charity anyway. So I'm happy to just pile it in there as well. It's cool. I love what this community can do. The kind of indie dev community. It's a lot bigger than people think it is, and obviously, you know, they can raise this much money in a couple of days. That's pretty cool. Okay, bullet is being removed. So let's see. Reduce hit points with enemies. So we need to take our enemy hit points. So we're going to grab data.hp x. Now we have our things. We need to subtract from that bullets data dot strength. Is it capitalized? I don't know if it's capitalized or not. It's not. Of course, it's not. I'm so inconsistent with these things. It's probably my major problem at the moment with code. Also, can you do subtract comma y? This is another opcode check that I need to do. Subtract comma y. You can, of course, you can. It's a fairly common command. I think the more common the command is, the more chance there is of the y being used for it, which kind of makes sense. John Romero released a new Doom 2 level to raise money. Wow. Yeah, I saw that somebody paid 9k. I mean, why not? If you've got the money, just do it. It's a way of getting money to the cause. As I say, that's why I bought two. I bought one for myself and one for a friend who's struggling a little bit at the moment. So I got him a nice little present. I mean, it was only $10. I'm sure he could have afforded it, but I thought it'd be nice to just kind of surprise him with 1,000 games, keep him occupied. Okay. Okay, so at this point, we now know if the enemy is dead or not. Now, the enemy could have less than 0 hit points. So the first thing we need to do is if the enemy is not at 0... well, actually, if the enemy is positive... Hang on. Right, we need like a kill enemy here, right? So if the value is positive or 0... No, if the value is positive... No, okay, if the value is equals 0, yeah, we have to do this. So I'm trying to work out which way we need to do it. So if it's 0, kill enemy. If it's minus, kill enemy. Otherwise, jump to done. And this can be like so. Thank you very much for the follow, Blackit7614. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. We've got about half an hour to go. And it's Wordle time. Crick play if you want to join, or type apostrophe play if you not apostrophe exclamation mark play if you want to join in. So actually, that the joining bug is not as bad as I thought it was. It's just the previous round. The previous round, any players that were still left in the list get to play again. So although they don't win anything, So for those who haven't played, this game, as I say, crops up every 20 minutes or so if somebody buys it. You have 60 seconds to type exclamation mark play. You get added to the list of players. Then when the game starts, one player is selected at random. Their name appears in the little box there. And they get to type a word in, basically. So you can do exclamation mark game and then the word. And then you play Wordle and you take it in turns playing Wordle. So the first player up is Fitrend, who gets to have a guess. So he'll type game and then a word, and then you'll see the result on there. If the word is invalid, the word won't be added, and it will pass to the next player. If the player doesn't respond within 60 seconds, nothing happens. It just goes to the next player. If the word is too long or too short, it will say invalid word, and it will pass to the next player. Otherwise, if the word is valid, it will just play exactly like you would expect Wordle to play. Everybody who joins spends 10,000 shimmer shillings to join. All that money gets put into a pot. So 7 players here. You can see the 7 in the top corner. It means the pot is 70,000. If the puzzle is solved, if the Wordle is solved, then everybody who's entered wins 70,000. And that's basically it. A few of you are a bit too slow there. Sorry, guys. I think Strugy and Cosmin were just a little bit too slow on that one. There'll be one more before, if somebody activates it, there'll be one more before the stream is over. I might make it an audio alert as well, so you can hear it. So I'll make a game audio alert, and then it's you know that it's appeared. Then I don't know what it will be. I'll do something kind of unobtrusive. There isn't really a list. There isn't really room to put the list of players on, but there is a 7 in the corner to say how many up there in the corner of the thing, just to say how many have joined. The list, all you will see is your name appear in the box at the bottom, just to say whose go it is. So at the moment it's Sean's go. He's got 20 seconds left, so he needs to be quick. Doesn't matter if you don't type it in time; it just passes to the next player. So I've just got a bit of work to do on it. Not too much, actually. It's surprisingly robust considering how quickly it was written. It was probably written in about 4 hours, 5 hours or something. And most of that was working out the Twitch connection, to be honest. Oh, what a mad word that is. I've never even heard of that word before. What's that? I've heard of yawn, AWN. Is it an obscure spelling of that? Okay, so kill enemy. What does kill enemy need to do? Well, we need to remove the enemy from the screen. We need to stop it from updating. So let's go and have a look at the update. Let's see what happens. So the way we skip an enemy on here is we literally just if it's not in the list, basically. So if the data is less. So we need something else here to check as well. So I think we can probably use sprite index here because we've got sprite index. It's the first thing we check here. So if the sprite index is FF, will do. Or 0, sprite index 0, because none of the sprites are going to be multiplexed as 0. I don't think, anyway. No, they can't be. So, ooh, oh, interesting. One more go, Skunk Monkey. It's all on you. Evoke is probably it, isn't it? Looking at it, I think. Oh, Skunk Monkey missed its SP now. I quite like this game. I quite like this game. Is SP going to notice it? It does rely on the lag. It does rely on the lag being good for you as well. It was Evoke indeed, yeah. Yeah. Wordle is something I think all of us, I think most people here are playing, which is why I added it to the stream. You do have a minute to guess, but if you don't know, you can just sit. You don't have to guess. Don't waste your turn if you because it's for the benefit of everybody. Everybody that entered that then got 70,000 shillings. So it's definitely worth making sure you don't waste your go because it's a collaborative effort. If everybody's sensible, you can win the game, and everybody gets the prize. So PC locked up. I mean, that was impressive. Then impressive that you got there in time. The white and green letters are difficult to read. Oh, I'll tell you what I might do. I might outline the letters. And as I say, the framework that I'm using for this game, I'm going to share it with everybody so you can make your own games at some point. So if you're a half competent JavaScript programmer, you'll be able to look at the example that I provide and create your own game for the stream. And then when somebody clicks pick a game, play a game, it will pick a random game. Hopefully not the same game every time. Hopefully it will be truly random. Well, I might put the game in a list and shuffle it and do the same thing I do with the players. So it plays every game at least once before doing it again. So, any plans to reactivate background? I mean, the code is all there. I don't know where I would put it though. I could put it behind me, but I don't have a way of putting a background. I don't really have the room for the green screen, unfortunately. And I don't like the NVIDIA background cut. It's not quite right. It's a bit fuzzy and stuff. Plus, I like the back. I've got the background set nicely now. Anyway, yeah. I mean, NVIDIA does it as well, but it's not great, to be honest. But I mean, I've set this up as well so that it is kind of stream worthy. But maybe you could put it on something else. I don't know. It's not a priority at the moment, but a little one left of leagues. It could be the background for the leagues as well. I mean, it could just be that the data is. We could rework the league table thing and have the data scrolling in front of the background as well. Or have the background in there, yeah, as well. My idea was to have it as my desktop background. So I basically set my desktop background to the key color, which is like a magenta. And then whenever I move my windows, you would see it as my desktop background, but then you would never see it because I barely open the windows, barely move the windows. Cheeky. I think putting it in the league window is probably the sensible thing to do, and make it actually background. I might rework the league window slightly. Yeah, you rarely see the background on my desktop. Yeah, exactly. That's why it was a bit of a silly idea. But that was originally what I thought, because with it being an OS, it would have been nice to have it in there. But I can add it into the league table pretty easily, and I can just add some BG info at the bottom or something. So you'd still have the kind of bordered approach in the middle. I'd figure it out anyway. Whatever. At the moment, Wordle is the same size as the camera, but I want to make it slightly bigger. Just slightly, not too much. I'll figure it out. There's some ideas that we can look at. Okay, so what was I going to do? I forgot what I was doing now. Oh yeah, so if this is if the sprite index is equal to 0, then we skip, right? And that should never happen. I don't think the multiplexer will ever have anything other than the player. Oh, there is no skip. This would be the skip here, wouldn't it? Yeah, the player is plexes 0, I think. Or does it even get plexed? I can't remember. No, we'll use FF, because we'll skip over the enemies anyway if it's beyond the data next. So it's just a fact of making sure that when we remove them, then we set them to FF. So we'll do branch if minus skip. So as long as it's more than 80, then it will work. Now, is that going to work on here? Yes, because Y is safe here. Let me just check that that's. Yeah, okay. We're probably going to need to flip this around, I think. So let's do. Always makes me laugh when I write jump skip. It just sounds funny. Do I have a Raspberry Pi 4? I have a couple actually. I've got one in my. I'll show you actually. Oops. Oh, good noise. It's fine though. So I have my little RetroPie console I built. That's got a Pi 4 in it. It's just a nice little console shaped box, basically, with a nice power button and some USB extensions on it, so it actually behaves like a console. And I've got the Pi 400 as well. Yeah. Someone clicked when Simon had the word list on stream, but you don't know which one of those words it's going to be. Does it have a heatsink? It has a fan on it as well, so you can see there's a fan on the top. But then it's probably really hard to see, but it's got kind of embossed raspberries in it as well. 3D printed case. I did consider water cooling it. I have actually got a water cooler that would fit this, but unfortunately, it just needed to be a little bit. It needed to be a little bit taller, the case, and I really didn't want to redesign it. I'm already not that happy with the design because it had to be split into two. The lid had to be split into two pieces, which is a bit annoying. But it's nice. It does the job. It's got a 256 gig SD card in it with like shit ton of stuff on it. I can't actually get the card out. I think it's 256 gig. Yeah, so it looks like it looking at the side. But yeah, it just uses a fan on it, and that's it. And then it's got a switch to turn it on and off, so it shuts down properly. It's got a little shutdown script to do it properly. All right, so if we just do... Taking our time with this, aren't we? Okay, right, here we go. Kill enemy. So we should just be able to now do... Forces enemy to no longer update. And we just store that at data dots index comma what's our enemy x. Okay, so there is no multiplexer ff, so it's never going to clash with the multiplexer values. There's no such thing as sprite 255 in the multiplexer. So this hopefully should be enough to remove it. Let's see what happens. And then all we need to do is add an explosion as well. Points. We don't have points yet either. So enemies need points as well, which is something we didn't think of. We need to add a point value to the enemies when we add them to the screen. To be honest, I think points have been a bit inconsistent. Like these things aren't pushing points out at all. These, when you pick them up, they do, but these things, when you shoot them, don't. But when you pick these up, they do add like 50,000. Yeah, well, it's flashing red. I don't know how many hit points it actually has. Should probably look at that. Screen 24, enemy hit points plus 0, so screen 24. Okay, 5. They should just have 5 hit points. Let's make sure that when it gets hit, it doesn't flash red anymore, and it just stays the color it is. So that's this bit here. We don't need any of that anymore. Okay. Good night, Sender. So line 173 and 185. Let's have a look. I'm guessing not in that one. Not in that one. Enemies. What are you on about? 173 and 185. Bullets, maybe? No. Enemies. Oh, you mean here? Yeah, it would save a byte. That's a good point. Thank you. You know, I'll give you 5 points for that. It's an optimization. Thank you. See, this is what MK points is about. It's not necessarily about solving my immediate problem, but spotting optimizations as well. So another 5 points there. You're welcome. The hit points, no, I don't think the hit points is rolling over. What we can do is if we start moving everything down the screen, we can see if the update's stopping. Because if the update stops, they shouldn't move down the screen anymore, and they should stop flashing. I think what's happening is even though they're being, let's get rid of these, don't need these anymore. Even though they're being removed, they're still in the multiplexer list. So they actually need removing from the multiplexer. It's just a matter of moving them off screen, basically, which is a fairly simple thing to do. Again, I don't know how many hit points these things have. These are all things I need to go through and work out. I just want to get it working with a rough kind of number of hits, and then once I go through each screen, I will scrutinize every screen as we play through it. Will they explode? So yeah, we've got explosions. Explosions are really easy to add. Okay, so let's. Let's wait for him to come down. Okay, so the update's not happening. So question is it actually doing these? So let's add kill player. So this is what we think should be killing it, but let's just add that in to see if it's happening. It might be that it's not even getting to this point. So we take our data. Oh, we're not storing it. That's why. There we go. Oh, and actually that means we don't need to do this at all. We actually don't need to remove the enemy because all we have to really do. We will have the kill enemy routine. We definitely do need this. But all we really should be doing is setting the hit points to 0. But actually no, I'm going to do this because the check. Otherwise, we have to have an additional check for hit points, which I don't want to do because it's going to make the enemy loop longer. All right, cool. No, I don't think anybody gets anything from the games because they'd have to split $10 between 1,000 people. So even if 100% of the money went to the game makers, it's going to be it's enemy comment. I think I did see that. My brain saw it and just skipped over it. Even though it's going to be, even if it went to 100%, it'd be 1 cent each at most. So I think it's likely it's just all going to be for charity, the whole thing. I don't know where it is now. I saw it and my brain just kind of ignored it. There we go. Thank you. No points for that though, unfortunately. Oh, I mean the buyers were basically receiving charity. Oh, yeah, well, I mean 1,000 games. Yeah, yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, that makes way more sense. Okay, Wordle should be coming up in a minute. You should have the last chance of the night to. Oh, like literally 10 seconds. So 10 seconds, and then you can do Wordle. So as soon as you see it, press play, type !play, and you can join in for a chance to win. I don't know who's gonna trigger it. I don't know who's spending all their channel. I think it's been steps every time. If you want to, you can press channel points and buy it yourself. It's in the channel point menu for 2,500. I might lower the price of it actually, so it's a bit cheaper because it looks like people are going to play it all the time. So there you go. Who got it? Warlock got it. !play, and you can join in. Let's see how many people we can get in this time. Yeah, I need to make the text a little bit. I'm gonna no, the starter doesn't need to. So whoever starts it joins just for channel points. They spend 2,500 channel points, and they are entered as if they'd paid 10,000 shillings. Everybody else needs 10,000 shimmer shillings in order to join. I'm going to reduce the cost of it as well, so that the channel point I think it's a bit less. I think on the next one I'll reduce it down to like 1,000 or something. 10,000 shimmer shillings to join. If you didn't initiate the game, then you use shimmer shillings to play. Anybody who types play uses shimmer shillings. There you go. I think. Okay, yeah. You're out of channel points. Yeah, you've been spending them all night on this. Wow. It's alright. I've not got any giveaways planned for the immediate future anyway. So loads of shimmers though. Unfortunately, can't trade them the other way. All right, cool. So that should now be removed from screen. Well, it should stop at the very least. I don't know if it will be removed from screen though. Colorblind accessible. You tell me what two colors to make it, and I will change it to those. Absolutely, no problem. In fact, if you can tell me now, I will. So, what would be green? What would be like 100% correct, and what would be partially correct? And would work for all colorblind people. I guess it's depends what type of colorblindness you know, whether it's deuteranopia or tritanopia or whatever it's called. But usually it's like blue and red is better, isn't it? I think, or purple and orange. I think is it. It was common red green. So if it was red blue, that would. See, I need one that makes more sense as a positive, like fully correct. So if I made it green, would green and blue work, or light blue and green? All right, light blue and green. Okay. So if I leave the green as it is and I do light blue, you'll be able to see it better. Okay, cool. And that kind of makes sense then. Anything darker than that works, but not yellow, so it's closer than expecting. Yeah, if I think about it from color wheel, yeah, so yeah, green and blue makes sense. I think. Yeah, I need to look at it because I was looking at colorblind accessibility stuff the other day, so because I was looking at the different HUDs on Battlefield, and so it was about a month or two ago. I was trying to understand how they picked the colors that they picked. So I think the blue and red was one. I think purple and orange was one as well. Ooh. Oh, I know. It's got to be. It's got to be pouch, right? Oh no. Oh shit. Then what is it then? Pouch. Yes. Oh yeah. Is it? It's picture again. Oh, it's because of the. It's because of the game. It's because of the bug, the player join bug. That's all. So yeah, Warlock, it's you again. Yeah, well done. So everyone wins 90,000. Cool. Ooh, only just though. Only just. Yeah, I'll have that fixed for next time. I've got a list of things to do. I'll have a look at it over the weekend. I'll have a look at it on Saturday. It should be easy enough to fix. Okay, let's see then if we can now either remove or stop these enemies from moving. It's been a bit slow tonight, but I've enjoyed it. It's been fun, and it's convinced me that the games is a good thing to put in there. Oh yeah, so it stops basically. Flashes the board and say it's been removed and then stops. Okay, cool. Then the other thing we need to do is put an explosion in. And then I guess on the next stream we'll do player enemy collision. And then we're done with that screen. I think that's it on that screen. Oh no, we need to do the bounce. We need to do the bounce thing. So yeah, on the next stream we'll do player enemy collision and bounce, and we should be done. All right, so let's have a look for explosions. So the other thing we need to do here is we need to force the enemy off the screen. So I don't think I can use that value in the Y pos. I think that's counted as a. I can't remember if it's FF or it's 0, which counts as the break. But let's try it and see what happens. Y pos Y. Is it capitalized? It probably is because I'm all backwards. Completely lost where that was now. There we go. If there's no update, there'd be no collision either, so that's kind of good. The only thing we need to be aware of, if it's off screen and it tries to do a collision, it will. Well, it won't because this has been set, so it won't update. Okay, that's fine. All right. I was worried it would pick a weird screen address that didn't actually exist in the screen, but somewhere else in memory. So. Yeah, when they reach end of screen, it's because they reach the. There's one value in the multiplexer for the Y, which is used as a exit the multiplexer. So that's. Did you just win again on? You've had a really good run on the races today. Did Turrican win again? I hope he didn't. That would be crazy. Ah, yeah. See, now there's a problem. It's CPU jamming, and I think that is because I'm moving it off screen. Let's try. Let's just try that for a second and see what happens. So I've got to get this right now. This is where the jams could happen. So, okay, Doc. Who's the second best odds? It's Doc, isn't it? I think it's Bub and then Doc. Mayhem. Oh, okay, so it's Mayhem, Bub, Doc, Turrican. CPU jamming. Right, we're almost finished now. Let's finish. Well, I want to add the explosion before we finish. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're getting jams if it's down there. So we can't move it off. Wait, why can't we move it off screen? Is this happening? Move bullet at screen lock. Oh, wait, hang on. Is it because what we're doing is we're removing it? And then we're doing other stuff. We're doing behavior calls as well. But the behavior calls shouldn't matter. Move bullet at screen lock. Okay. Actually, what I'm going to do here is the carry flag set here. No. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to clear the carry flag, kill enemy, we're just done. I think I can clear the carry flag there and then set the carry flag here. Set and return if the enemy died. And then what I can do is when I do this, oops, I can jump to skip. So I don't do any of the behavior updates. But I also don't. Oh yeah, I don't need that either. All right, so that would be. So if enemy died, or if enemy died, don't do anything else. All right, I don't think that's going to fix it though, but that's something that will definitely help us. Yeah, behavior should stop with the enemy is dead. Yeah. The smell behavior. Yeah, 12. Okay, yeah. Wait, what was that down there? I saw something flash down there. What the hell? I don't know. Okay, it didn't get removed at all. Also, what's that? There's a weird kind of lag as it goes past. Is it because I'm not going to do anything? Okay, I think setting that multiplexer address is bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it. Okay, let's have a look. What else? It does seem to stop the jam though right now, but to need to be aware of that. That's good potential. So I'm going to set this instead to something at the top of the screen. That should be fine. It could be just because of where it is in the list. It's not ready to be displayed properly at that point. So, although why it's still displaying at the bottom, I don't know. It shouldn't be. Why is it? There is slowdown when it gets down there for some reason. I don't see any reason why it should slow. Right, let's not shoot it and see what happens. So it's only if I shoot it. So if it's dead, it's trying to do something. So that's the problem. If it's dead, it's trying to do something. Okay, so one thing I think I definitely need to do is I need to when I set this, I also need to set 0 in the hit points. But that also needs to be translated to not just in here, but in the screen values as well. Because the problem is this is persistent data, right? So we have a hit point in here, but it's not pointing to the values in here. So this means in the update we need to, in this enemies update, we need to, or well, in the update we need to transfer the hit points from the enemies into. Okay, I need to think very carefully about how we do this. This might be one for the next. All right, so I'm going to leave this to the next stream. So one thing at the moment is the enemies themselves. It's a dynamic file. They're loaded in. Their hit points are set based on these values here. Where is it? This one here. They're set based on this persistent data. These values need to be reduced. When the enemies are getting hit, these values need to be reduced. So I think what I'm going to do instead of having a value like this, I'm going to have this point to a value instead. So it's going to point to a memory address. So it makes the routine a little bit slower because we need to change it slightly. But what will happen is instead of it just directly reducing, instead of doing this, subtracting the data stream, what it will do is instead it will grab these values. This will be HP LSB. I'm going to put these in now so that and it's not going to be it's to do change, but just so that when I try and build it, it complains. But basically, we're going to point to an address of the hit points. So whenever you add, whenever you add the enemies in here, and we pass in, we're passing in an address here already, right? So all that needs to do is instead of reading the value at that address, it needs to store that address. So we'll deal with that on the next stream, along with any bugs. I think it's going to be a couple of streams before we get enemies kind of fully working, but we've got a system now where we can add behaviors in, so we can start to kind of really build these things up. Hopefully we can get on to the next screen on the next stream, but I'm not gonna guarantee it. Okay, right, I'm gonna leave it there. I don't think there's enough time for another Wordle. I think that's kind of it. I think there's like 3 minutes there. Should we wait 3 minutes? I can wait 3 minutes. I want to see it one more time. I can wait 3 minutes. So let's have a look at changing this then, at the very least, so we can while we wait for that to come up. It should be pretty quick. All right, so we'll go and have a look at this screen macro. Add enemy sprite. Add enemy sprite takes the enemy HP address, and at the moment it's just storing that in the accumulator. It's just loading the value from the accumulator, whereas what it should be doing. Okay, loads in the accumulator jumps to there. Okay, so we need to change this completely. So let's do load Y. HP address, load accumulator, and then load X, enemies add. Right, so enemies add. Dun, 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 dun. So this becomes HP LSB. Oops. MSB, enemies add. Oh, well, we need to grab that there anyway, don't we? So we can't really do anything. Actually, we can use the stack here. So if we push the accumulator onto the stack, transfer Y accumulator, and then push that onto the stack. Okay, so HP MSB, HP LSB. There we go. So they're on the stack. So instead of doing this, we will pull the accumulator from the stack and store that at HP MSB, Y, and then pull the accumulator from the stack and store that at HP LSB. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing now. We're changing it. So this is persistent status. So any screen file that doesn't have dynamic on the end of it is stored in memory all the time. So this is where persistence data is where we've got persistence here, and anything else we put in here is persistent. So the state of the door in this screen is persistent, and the enemy hitch points are persistent as well. Is there a value to get the value of the stack pointer? Yes, you can do transfer stack pointer to X. So only to X. And you can also do it the other way as well. You can do transfer X to stack pointer as well. It's a trick we use for doing stabilizing rasters. There's a good trick that uses those values to do that. But yes, you can do that. So you could skip a behavior just by adding you could transfer the stack pointer to X, add 2 to it, and transfer it back, and it would skip one of the behaviors. Probably one of the least used opcodes, that, to be honest, or pair of opcodes. Right, I think Wordle should be available, so if you guys want to do it one more time. Oh no, 10 seconds. Don't know who can do it, but somebody can. So you could implement function calls. So you do mean with C. Oh yes, you could. What you mean by? Oh, you mean pushing parameters onto the stack? Yeah, you could do that, I guess. So I'll do it. I'll join in this time. I need to see the screen though, so. Oh, it's already been done, apparently. Who did it? It's not appeared. Why has it not appeared? Or it's reset. What the hell happened? Why don't I see it? Let me stop it and I'll restart it myself. I can do it. I can do it manually from here. I don't know why it didn't. It didn't show. That's weird. Yeah, it does need a day zero. I'm just gonna have to do a quick change in it. Oh, we waited all that time and then it failed. I think there was a reward redemption failure there for some reason. So it looks, yeah, it looks like it never actually redeemed the rewards, which is a bit frustrating. It's supposed to retry when it does that. I don't know why it hasn't. Unfortunately, I need to turn the timer off so I can start it. Oh, it's not starting. I've redeemed and it hasn't started. Yeah, it says I've redeemed it, but it's not coming up in chat either, which is weird. Okay, it's broken. Unfortunately, I have no way of restoring channel points, or I would give you the channel points back. I guess we call it a night then. There, I will deal with the rest of this. Let me just put a bug in the deliberate bug in the code. I will deal with the rest of this on Saturday. But thank you very much for coming along tonight. I'll make as many changes as I can to the game. I'll try and figure out what's going on. I'll maybe leave it running tomorrow while I work and just play it myself on a private stream or something, and see if I can figure out all the bugs. But it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it so far. Right, let's find someone to raid. Who's on? Who's on? Code Miko's on, but it's not actually needs the people. Chalk's on. We've not seen Chalk for a while. Let's go and raid Chalk. Okay, so Chinese Hawk, he's playing. What is that? I don't know what that is. Is it a Mario? Oh, it looks like Mario of some kind. Maybe it's Mario World 2. Oh, it's Mario. It's Super Mario World. Yeah. Okay. It's the only SNES game I've actually got. Okay, guys. Thank you very much for joining. I will see you all on Saturday. Hopefully, I'll be feeling a little bit better. Hopefully, my brain will be working a little bit better, and hopefully, Wordle will be working better. And you never know, might have noughts and crosses as well. Oh no, I'll wait for noughts and crosses until we get everything else, all the other kinks ironed out. But so far, so good. So, okay, let's go and raid him then. Take care, guys, and see you Saturday. Bye.